Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to our Crosscode Game Dev stream. I'm Felix aka Luxen, and with me in the voice chat are Henne aka Geflügel, Stefan aka Regiden, and Flora aka Tiflora.
Teflora, aka Teflora.
No,
Yeah.
I did say, I almost said Teflora first, but then I corrected that it's Flora. Because I always use the real name first and then the nickname, I think. Yes, so, and also we have our music bot that I will just resume. Okay. And here we are.
Bruder muss los.
And we got
Yeah.
a couple subscriptions already, and I don't think I see subscription notifications are broken
Notations
again.
are off, apparently.
Oh, no.
Give me a moment. I probably just need to go to the website and fix it. Log in or something. Then it will work again.
I hope everyone is doing okay, man. Me too, me too.
Yeah. Okay. I can't log
I'm
in.
doing better than everyone together. +2.
Alright. Yeah. Maybe I guess the server of that thing is broken because I can't even log in to Tippy stream. Okay, so no nice notification setting today. So let me just go through the
We'll see
chat.
it in the stream chat and then.
Yeah. So first, our biggest fan, Teflora, subscribed for the 41st time. I can't think of something. Head empty, no thoughts. All right. Thanks for the subscription, Flora.
Too much
You're
money.
welcome.
I think she earns way too much money in whatever place she works.
Yeah, those €4
Yeah.
a month is
Luxury.
way too much.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then we have Tebatze subscribing for the second month, saying Bruder muss los. I didn't hear that one in a long time.
That one, that Bruder indeed must lose.
Mm. And then we have
for
Barker
con-
Fishy,
Oh, yeah.
who subscribed for 26 months already, saying Crosscode walked and dash span to that project Terra could strafe and run, and also have capybaras. Keep up the beautiful work.
Yep.
Aw. Thank you.
Thank you.
Damn it, I forgot what I wanted to say.
Does that subscription count as insider trading? Huh.
Insider
An
trading.
emoji.
What?
It's like, it's lobbying, actually.
Actually, yep.
Yeah, they pretty much decide what happens with our game.
Yep.
Should be just following orders.
I'm for loot boxes.
Yes. All right, so today we will work on side messages. Essentially the message system, the last big feature of our message system, which is very similar to Crosscode, except it has like some new features, like animated characters, so like animated talking and eye blinking and all that. I can actually make a short showcase first. And
Just notice that I need to still make a Discord announce. Otherwise people are missing one of the first official game dev streams in.
I also
God
forgot to do the tweet actually.
Felix!
I will do that
It's
now.
super official. You need to say it. And,
Oh, how the tables have turned.
how the
Normally it's
turntables.
Anna, whose name is getting yelled across the room. Anna.
Give me a moment.
So, for context, Bruder muss los translates to brother has to go, which is what Sonic says in Germany when he says, gotta go fast.
Well, yeah, at least it's a movie, right?
Like, someone sat there and had convinced the team that, yeah, in Germany we would say Bruder muss los. That translates to I have to go fast. You know? Sure.
Nice work.
I mean,
Good job.
it has.
Whoever allowed that. Good job.
It's
like-
also straight from a meme, so
Yeah,
it's also
it's
like
from
it's
a
so like
Pedalo meme.
yeah, it's trying to appeal to German kids basically.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. That's a great variation, a great variant of that. Bruder, ist ja kurios.
Hauker's asking, hey, about to start Crosscode DLC after 1.5 years since I played. Recommendations on how to shake the rust off so I won't get wrecked by the combat?
I mean, you can just go to the arena and just try out some of the challenges, and there's all kind of fights you can do there, and I think that helps a lot to kind of like get back into the flow. There's also the nice thing about the arena is also there's like a trading arena, so you can try out all the combat arts nearby, and then you can just go there and fight a bit. So you don't lose anything if you just go there and kill things. So, or you just go to Autumn's Rise and kill all the hedgehogs. Yeah, that's the other option.
Yeah, you can also try to go for some S tier runs in some areas. If you want.
Okay. Right, so let me start actually the stream. So you can see my desktop now. So I actually already have our editor tool open. You actually see a couple of the NPCs. I mean, they're essentially all players except for this one maybe.
You can show fonts if you want. Even though it's not, the font icons. I mean, it's such a normal feature for a game to have.
That's in database. Here it is, the fonts. Yes.
But we now have a way to allow easy adding of icons. Yeah, which hopefully is nice for modding.
I mean, it's just nice to have a preview like this.
Yeah, the preview is also nice. Like the completely unnecessarily added icon on the list entries there.
No,
That took half a day, but
oh boy, it's still so complicated to do that. Oh boy.
I mean, you basically it is because you have like a sprite sheet, and then in the sprite sheet you have like this range, and then you need to add the other range, and then you need to fetch the data, right? And then you need to implement the context for the data you acquire.
All right, yeah. Is this actually a little canvas here, or?
No, it's just an image tag, and that image tag loads the cached version of the image or a new one if it doesn't exist. And once it's loaded, it sets itself to the background size and fetches the context data to apply the sprite sheet offset and then the icon offsets.
Oh, actually, I'm curious now. You said
and
image,
if you make the icon wider, it actually adjusts to the
yeah, it's a diff. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I made something similar with the image preview. When you select a sprite, for instance, in the portrait editor.
It's not a diff, it's an image tag.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me check again. I miss.
I gotta run. Joe Biden just broke into my house.
It looks like a diff to me. Oh, which one do you mean?
Good luck, Caramel Eyes.
Wait, let me make this.
I just looked in here on the inspection tool.
Oh yeah, it's a diff, and inside there's an image.
Yeah, with a background tag essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Because I was confused because I thought when you use an image tag, I don't think you have any way of cutting that image.
Yeah, exactly. I thought like I misunderstood. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's why.
My brain.
What is Felix drinking? I'm drinking
A nondescript.
It's matcha macchiato. That's what it's called apparently.
Nondescript beverage.
Or matcha latte, how normal people call it.
So it's basically a lot of latte.
And matcha.
How do you ban?
Doesn't matcha mean, oh yeah, it's a lot of.
Oh god, no, I got it.
Oh yes, I also. I'm very hungry, so I will eat matcha potato now.
Matcha potato.
Okay.
No.
Matcha potato.
I'm actually eating matcha potato right now because I made much out of them.
Yeah, I just wanted to say.
Oh
in
no,
German it
matcha
would be-
potato. So you mean like what's Kartoffelpüree in English? I just forgot.
Like soft boiled and then
Stemmed potatoes, only.
Potato,
Mashed
yeah.
potatoes, that's it.
Mashed.
potato.
Yes.
Stamped potato would rather sound like, oh yeah, it's stamped, so it's vegan. now.
Stampfkartoffeln, stamped potatoes.
Postal service.
Okay, so let me just show off the new animation system.
Oh man, I'm so funny.
Yes, you are. Sometimes. Okay, so first down here, actually see the side message, and you can see there's like facial animations when the character's talking. And yeah, so I already implemented side messages, so stream is over. Yay.
Nice.
No, that's
Awesome.
I mostly just want to fix a few issues and improve things. That's what I wanted in the stream. And because there's a couple of issues, like when you cancel and go back in, it's still there. So you see actually twice the messages and all that, so you want to fix that. And also, currently all the eyes are blinking. I only want any animations in the lowest message, not in all the messages. I think that would be probably disorienting to have.
Something that also would be nice is like the smaller messages taking less space.
I can do this quite easily, but I actually made this now like this because otherwise you see a smaller cut out of the face and actually it looks weird. In Crosscode the minimum height was also like 42 and here it's like 56 pixels. Or do you mean like less wide?
No, I mean less height because right now it's taking up half of the screen.
Yeah, but if
The
you do
line is
that,
always in the middle.
there's kind of like a downside here because I can actually show this quickly.
I mean the expression isn't as visible.
Yeah, the expression, and
Yeah.
it actually looks weird because you cannot see what the expression is if it's too small. And also our characters are a little bit, like the expressions I think will be a bit larger compared to Crosscode. Not much, but I thought that even in Crosscode those side messages, sometimes when they were very small, it was sometimes hard to make out the expression. And that's why I thought maybe it's better to increase the default height this time. Here, let me see here. Min height, let me just do 48. Crosscode was 42.
That's a quick question from
Yeah.
Arturo Grande. Hi, is this a custom engine? And yes, it is.
That's right. It's a custom
TypeScript
engine.
and web,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Also, hi to Hironichu. The first time. Both are first time chatters.
Yeah.
So welcome.
Hello everyone. So now you can see how it looks like with a
You're
smaller
welcome.
height. So here. It actually doesn't look bad here.
I mean,
Maybe this is a good compromise. But I mean, yeah, I guess this can work.
if it really comes down to it, we could also say just show the last two. You know, don't show three, show the last two.
Or,
And
you
then-
know,
and
actually a good compromise would be that the active message has this minimum height, but if it's not the active message, the height actually decreases.
Oh,
Hmm.
That might be an option.
clever. That's clever.
I like
I
that,
can
yeah.
I can try that. That's actually, I think that's doable. It's actually a little bit of work, but I can try this today in the stream.
I mean,
A little
when
bit. It's not much work. So
Felix going through the motions. It's a little bit of work. It's not a lot of work.
So for instance, now this one would decrease to a smaller height when it goes up. It's a little bit tricky because then I need to change the height. But
One info, Felix, by the way, you can use scroll text now, right? Just
scroll text.
there's a if you look for the class scroll text, right? You could, in theory, use that to.
I don't think that is a good application here, though.
Alright.
I mean, it's
We don't
already.
have
I think you want to be able to read this easily and very quickly because you want to focus on other stuff. So, like unlike description text, you don't have time to look at it for some time
Yeah, that's true.
to read everything. I think. Okay. So let me just do it like this. Min height and min height small. I mean, it could actually also be 32. Let me try something smaller then. Actually, let's do this first. Actually, something I wanted to show off too. Maybe I should do this first. We actually do have normal dialogues here, like this, for instance. Yeah, okay, this is the off-screen message. Those dialogues don't really make a lot of sense. They are just testing all the features.
Yeah.
I mean, what? I thought this was already canon.
Nope.
It's like those great crosscode dialogues that you had in the test areas, where Lea could just speak, apparently.
I'm problematic.
Yes, he is. Because he used to be a bug, like when this character showed up, there was a bug. Also, we now have we have a new kind of billboard message, which is the one here. The big difference is it's not called signpost message, and it's not displayed at the top like in Crosscode, but rather it's on the bottom. And I just thought this helps because things are more consistent now. So all the message text is at the bottom, and you can actually do stuff like you show description messages while the characters are on screen. It's actually optional. You don't have to show characters, but you can show characters and also show those descriptive messages. And as for characters design, I just want to emphasize those are actually just placeholder characters, because I mean they're very good placeholder characters because Thomas did some really nice work here, but they're pretty much only concepts, so those are not really characters we have fully planned yet, but we might use some of their designs if people like them. So
yeah, it was basically just testing perspective and art style and stuff.
I just realized this kind of looks, this character portrait kind of looks like the scar was caused by the tip of his beard. If you look at the length of the beard and the scar, it kind of looks like the.
Yep, that's totally what happened.
The beard is so strong that it slided down the shoulder onto his chest and then caused the scar to happen.
Yes, like the Hannah compatibility text. That one was very important.
Why am I called out again?
I don't know. But, to be fair, it doesn't...
If you have to ask, it's...
The thing is, to be fair, I don't think it happened in billboard messages, but mostly in the choice messages, because Hannah had like this habit of putting all the information in choice messages, so they were like half the screen wide or more.
That only happened to the tower defense quest.
Yes.
That was the only time it happened.
I actually already thought of a solution for that. The thing is, now we will probably add an option that you can show additional information on the other side of the screen. So you can actually show like the number of points you have or the number of credits you have or whatever. You can put this on the left side, and on the right side you have hopefully shorter choice messages. So I hope that will help, at least.
Big Delusion says these characters are really banging and game must have good OST.
Oh yeah,
And it does.
it does. I mean, that one song that's currently
Okay, I guess.
worked on. Oh yeah, that's also new. Like when characters are swapping sides, the animation is somewhat different compared to Crosscode. The characters are shortly faded out and faded in again. There's also like a delay that the text doesn't show up immediately, but when the character is about to reach the position. And both of these things I think help that it's kind of like easier. Because in Crosscode, whenever I made any scene where the character goes from one side to the other, I had to add additional wait time so it didn't look too weird, and that was always annoying to me. Yeah, people are a lot of big fans of those characters.
Oh, I'm just remembering something. When I watched Crosscode, a Crosscode Let's Play or stream or something, someone was confused on who was speaking currently.
I will not make characters brighter and darker. I actually hate this. I'm already saying this now.
I was more thinking about displaying the name of the person in the corner.
Displaying the name.
True.
But that's not.
No.
First of all, that is exactly how it was in Crosscode. And second of all,
Really?
that would mean yes.
Only for certain characters, not all
Yeah.
characters.
And that would also mean you have to add name to every character, and I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
true.
Unnecessary work.
I mean, you could make some generic names like, oh, villager. Or
you
fisherman.
just make the message that isn't the current one darker.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree. That's
You can also make
true.
the text darker, Felix, if you like. You can.
That doesn't
If you
help
just-
though, because the problem is not what is the current text, but it's like who's saying it. So you actually would have to make characters darker and brighter. But I just
I
don't-
feel like maybe it was just that person, because I don't think that was.
I don't think I heard
big.
this criticism once before, honestly.
Yeah. Oh shit, Yui Kanon.
Hi.
Weird name.
Your canon?
Described.
He's
For
canon,
only
yes?
26 years, man.
Yes.
It's
Hmm.
been some time.
I'm just gonna lurk here for a bit before I sleep. Good luck with the progress. Looking good. You are looking good.
You've given
Okay.
every player character in Crosscode some name used just this. No, we haven't. This is a list of randomly selected names that is then
Both of them.
seeded on the map name, so
Yep.
it isn't randomized when you re-enter the name.
I mean, to be fair though, I mean, for Project Terra, we had this idea that we'll have less random characters, so more characters with like a dedicated design. So it might actually be feasible to give them all names.
Right.
Yeah, true, but
Um,
I still wouldn't show them too much in text messages, because I think this just clutters.
I mean, it could
the
easily be an
dialogues with the
option.
names.
We could just add an option for that.
By the way,
I'm also just thinking about having it in the corner of the currently speaking, just for the one bubble, basically.
Actually, I think that is feasible. Like, for instance, when you have something like this, you can add like a small bubble over the text bubble, and it can be like with small text and small enough that it doesn't overlap too much.
Yeah, I think the person just like forgot the person's name and was confused for a little bit.
Oh,
But also, I would definitely make this optional. You can show
Mm.
another
Mm.
bubble on top with a, I don't know, speaking color.
just shortly sketching it out, so you understand what I mean. Because there is a lot of padding, so I think this is actually feasible to do, especially if you use smaller text. Could just add something like this, like make it a bit roundish on the end, and then I don't know. And then we can just write something in here, dude.
Bruh.
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 So something like this that could work. I mean, yeah, it's something we might consider.
By the way, also hello to Strawberry Nater. It's true, we haven't seen each other in a while.
Oh wait, what? Where?
Above Yui's.
There. Nice. Hi.
Yes.
Nice to see you here.
Basically one of our fans from the first minute almost. almost, considering she visited us at the first our first convention. Well, no,
I remember.
at least the first
Yes.
German convention. Yes,
I
you
almost
know
forgot.
the first.
Yeah.
It was
The first Dokumi, wasn't it?
no, it was the Cologne roleplay convention. Or
Oh,
whatever
that
it was,
one,
where
right?
we had
Yeah.
like this small booth together with the other Deck 13 projects.
Mm.
I remember.
I did.
Also, Pepperidge Farm remembers?
Also
or
true,
what is the name?
Eovola. That issue with multiple people talking only comes up when multiple people are talking.
Mm.
If it's just
That's-
two, it
that's
often
logical.
is unnecessary, probably.
That's very logical.
There would be some ideas. For instance, you could technically make it so that the currently speaking character is highlighted via an outline, because that is something you could do via a shader. The GUI shader could do that.
No. Okay, I guess we could do that, but then I would at least make this an option because I'm personally just not a big fan of things like this.
Yeah, I'm just thinking options. Like you don't
Yeah.
even need the shader. You just pre-draw
Mm.
a white version of the sprite, right? Oh, we can't do that. Goddamn it, we don't have the same.
Yeah, I mean,
We have
if
no
we
after
go
images
that way, we
anymore.
can't just say that non-active characters are just slightly darker, and make this an option because that's easy. Because all you have to do is
That's true.
just add like a multiply color, which should be an option. I mean, we can be selective. Like we can say that it only applies if you have more than one character per side, and the characters which are not talking are slightly darker. So that's an option too. But yeah, as I said, I would make this optional because personally I'm just not a big fan of that style. And I think for the most part it was clear which character says what in crosscode. Okay, so anyway, let me now try to update the site here. Shrink size. Okay.
Anyway, gang, chat. Did you know?
Yes. No.
I have recently finished a game.
A good game, I assume.
A good game and a bad game, right?
Oh,
I obviously finished Elden Ring, and it's amazing.
Mm.
But we don't talk about this because obviously people might not have played that yet. It's a big game, takes a while, so.
Yeah.
We don't
I
talk
thought it's
about
only 40 hours.
Huh?
There was this. It was trending for some time on Twitter that the average playtime to complete Elden Ring was like 40 hours, which means that there are like half the people must have completed it lower or quicker than 40 hours, which sounds ridiculous.
A lot of people rush to the ending, right? And technically, you can play through this game in like a few hours, no problem.
Yeah, but only when you really know what you're doing, right?
No, the game tells you exactly where to go.
Okay.
And following that, you can play it through in a few hours.
Damn.
That's absolutely possible. Yeah, you can even completely ignore the first big boss, right? And it's an open world game after all. But I assume you must have played with like hyper focus on getting to the end if you did that first time around. But anyway, I didn't want to talk about that because obviously it's a big game and will influence new games for sure, for the wrong reasons as always. But
Yeah.
can't wait for Ubisoft Elden Ring coming out
Oh
soon.
no.
Oh yes.
I mean, wouldn't that be kind of ironic, considering many consider Elden Ring to be kind of open world done right? So basically, what Ubisoft has been doing for years
No,
now.
I think it's a matter of perspective. Some people would say Assassin's Creed is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I know.
People also like
it's like-
Horizon Zero Dawn, which is basically the same as Ubisoft. Everything is shown to you on the map. You just go to the marker. It's a lot of copy paste content. I think that's more like the issue, right? If your world is filled with the same activities, then the size of it often makes no sense, because you could just delete all that copy paste content if you just do the same shit again. I don't want to do that, right? That's why in the new Horizon, for instance, I didn't do anything twice yet. I did everything once, but like clearing out the 10th rebel camp isn't going to be fun anymore. It's just always the same. Go there, clear the rebel camp, and Aloy will use the same voice line. And it just gets old, you know. But Elden Ring or like Breath of the Wild, for instance, don't do that. You know, like the characters you meet are unique and they have their own little quest lines. But technically, it's still fetch quests.
So,
But anyway, yeah,
so
that's like, huh?
Just wondering, how are the quests in Elden Ring exactly? So
There are not really quests. Like there are no like logs or anything. They're just characters in the world, and you might meet them or don't. Like I haven't found all of them. Like the world is way too big. You just overlook them sometimes.
okay.
And you meet them in different places, and sometimes they will just start having their own story in the game, and you can give them shit when you found it, or help them in a situation, and that advances their plot. And then when the story progresses, the main story, their story progresses, and so on. But there's no log or anything. You basically have to remember the characters you meet, and you have to like listen to them when they say like, "Oh, I'm going there," or "I'm going there," and you haven't like remembered that, then you probably missed them somewhere else.
Yeah. I always hear like somebody saying, if you want to play Elden Ring, I recommend getting out the text block and taking notes. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure
I had
I'm a big fan of that.
to go with. It was fun. Like it was like you still like in the news patch they added like markers for the NPCs, so they're shown on the map where they are. But personally, like I just wrote down, "Oh, this character looks for this," and then
Can you put markers on the map manually?
yeah, you
I
can
mean, that's
put
okay
markers
then.
down, and also like beam of light that's shown in the overworld.
I mean, that's okay then, considering, I mean, that's what you did in Breath of the Wild a lot. That's what you're also doing in Valheim all the time. Your map is basically just, the only things you get are like your very start point, your current bed, where you respawn, bosses, but the bosses you have to find through like certain signs that you read, basically, and the rest you have to do manually. And I really like that. Actually, gives you a good sense of adventure.
It's Minecraft after all. So
What's Minecraft?
Valheim.
Well, yeah, it's kind of more in
Survival
it's kind
game.
of it's kind of survival game. It's basically Minecraft mixed with Dark Souls in a way, because the combat system is also very very intensive.
That what's it called? That match 3 game on mobile.
Match 3 game on mobile.
I mean, there are lots of them, but the most popular with the jelly beans. That's the
You mean-
true Dark Souls of match freaking.
Ah, okay. I thought you meant like those Candy Witch sagas or whatever they're called.
Oh, like maybe that's what it's called. I don't. I have
I
to
forgot
admit
the
the only
name.
mobile games I play are nonograms or like Picross. There's like one app where you pay $2 and it has like hundreds of thousands of nonograms, right? Some of them user submitted, and so that's what I play. Or I play the Ace Attorney games. Anything else is...
Oh, okay. When I do this, what I just described, the only dots are like I implemented the message shrinking. There's a problem I didn't expect. I have to resize the portrait, but I don't want to resize it. So maybe I'm actually using clipping. Is that a huge deal if I just clip the content of each of the side messages? Not a big overhead, right? I hope. Yeah, we'll just.
I mean, every time you clip, you add like. No, clipping is no problem. Clipping happens in the shader.
All right.
It doesn't add any builders anymore. No, we changed that.
All right, nice. Okay.
Yeah. You
Then
can
let
just do
me
that.
just add clipping. How
Clipping,
do I
however,
clipping?
is done along the... Oh, you know what you can also do? You can actually render the portrait only
Just
to a
clip
certain
true,
height.
is that it? Just say hook clip is equal true, is that it?
Yeah, but you can also just, if you add the image, you can also say the height is equal to size Y.
I
That
know,
is a
but the thing is
feature.
there's like a size transition. I want to avoid changing the size of the portrait multiple times when it's shrinking.
No, you're not changing the size if you say add draw, and then you basically tell the render which rectangle it should draw, then you only draw the section that you need, the size of the element.
You mean in the cache GUI?
Yeah, the cache GUI, when you draw that, you could override the render method. And draw
Oh,
cache element
okay.
yourself, but only draw half of the height, or like the transition height, the
Yeah,
size.
I will just
height.
do the clipping, that sounds easier for now. Because the problem with that is that, I mean, I could override, but I cannot actually change the size of the portrait. Because, I mean...
It doesn't change the size, just the fragment it should draw.
Yeah.
And if you change the height there, then it just draws to that specific point and then stops. There's no real height change there. It just takes a different part of the image. Make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean, I'm just wondering.
And it would be more performant, that's why I'm suggesting. Right,
I
because
mean,
clipping
clipping...
is like an if condition in the shader.
But if conditions are always performant, even if you don't have them. As far as I understood.
Not totally. They are optimized. Apparently, shaders precompile every path possible.
Yeah, but that means that it doesn't matter if you have a if condition or not. Because if it's precompiled, you run through it even if it's always false.
Right, but as I understood it, it would switch.
It's actually, if in the draw call, every fragment uses just one path of the if condition, it's a little bit faster because it then can skip the other path. If any fragment uses the other path, they all take the same time. So they all go through both paths.
Okay,
But
but since it's always like the same for all the fragments for one geometry.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
least.
it's so they're synchronized.
So it should always be synchronized in that case. But okay, then the other if statement will take longer, I suppose. Yeah.
I mean, like, maybe it's not an issue. Like, you can just use clipping now, and then when we see, like, oh, it's maybe a little bit slow, we can
I
fix
actually
it. Right
it's
now,
a
the
small-
UI isn't really taking any time at all.
Yeah,
it's not
it's-
even taking a millisecond.
probably
Yeah,
won't make a difference, I bet.
If the if is very small, it basically makes no difference.
Yeah. Because then I also
Yeah,
need
it is
to-
really small. It's just calculating the recalculating the texture range, I think.
Okay, yeah, then that's no problem, I would think. It's only for very big or when you have a ton of if cases.
Yeah, no, that's not the case. It also entirely ignores the whole thing if either width or height is 0. Should always be above 0, I think. Because if it's 0, then the UI shouldn't be rendered anyway. And I think, yeah, in that case, the UI wouldn't even be getting any render call because the UI system would catch that and skip that entirely.
Okay. Because then I also need
That's
to...
a risk of rain again?
Seems like it.
Yeah,
That
that,
sounds like it.
Oh. Sorry, go ahead.
Give me a second.
But now that you say risk of rain, I remembered.
It's the first
Chad.
one.
I I finished playing Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins Chaos Edition.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Before you start, I just saw that Pro Jared made a review of it. I need to still watch that later.
Oh.
But
By
okay.
the way, we missed a little bit of chat.
Oh,
There's one question by Bubble Spur Star Jar. Hi, I and someone else are experiencing huge frame rate tanking when the camera zooms in Kulero Temple in Crosscode when playing on itch.io, which isn't happening on Steam or Good Old Games.
That is weird though. It does happen on Steam on Good Old Games too.
Okay.
it's a known issue actually, even though it only seems to happen for some people. But it's a bit tricky to fix. Like essentially you would need to update NodeWebKit. That's the easiest fix. Otherwise I couldn't manage to find any other solution. And I think there's some web pages where people explain how that works. I might have written one myself too.
Is it on Steam, in the Steam forums? How to do it?
Might be. I need to have a look though. What lib are you using? We are doing everything with web technologies. So this is
This is a very unknown lib. Only true C users understand. You need at least a PhD +3 to even understand it. And it's written by Traveler
Einstein.
from Out of Space.
Oh yeah, here we
No.
go.
And yeah,
Oh,
they're kind of like in our
trouble.
family, and you know, they basically said, all right, you want to make games with our technology, then you can do it. But when you share it, then you have to talk to people about the benefits of subscribing to Radical Fish Games TTV channel. And they also taught me something I didn't know, which was that once per month, you can actually subscribe for free, assuming you have Amazon Prime, which, by the way, is completely governed by them, but that's another topic for another day. But if you have Amazon Prime, you basically are able to subscribe once per month for free. Free. Like, zero coin involved.
Without paying any money,
no money at all is involved.
By the way,
Like,
Stefan, look at this. Look at this now. I actually implemented side messages which are shrinking. And I
Right,
think
it
it looks
takes a
pretty
while.
good. Yeah, just wait for a moment.
I see.
There you go, there you go. God. Oh, yes. I love our UI system.
Yep.
I
Nice.
see. I see.
That's really cool.
By the
It's really
way,
nice.
there is always like a short delay when the first side message appears. And I think I have a suspicion why that is. I wanted to check this again. That's
thought that
right.
was on
The
purpose.
first time you construct a cache GUI, it actually inits the cache. And this is a bit expensive because it actually allocates a canvas. And when you allocate a canvas, I think that's why it might actually I want to see if I can do this maybe outside in a global.
Go to the there is a either you do it in the GUI manager.
In the
class.
GUI manager, I just say cache GUI init when it's added, when it's initialized.
Right,
mean?
on add-on on init or
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
that's probably the best way
Yeah.
to go about it.
Okay, but do we want to honestly answer the question of Wallaby Lullaby?
What are oh yeah, that's our own technology. Like as Felix said, it's web technology. So we wrote everything out. It's our own engine.
Yeah. It's
Um,
essentially a custom game engine based on web technologies, particular TypeScript. We're using. Where's on add-on init? There's no on add-on init for GUI manager.
Yeah.
Let me just edit.
On add-on init, then you add it. I didn't need it apparently.
Yeah.
It should be under add-on API or
Mhm.
if not, yeah. See, it doesn't even have
it's private. Yeah, it's not private. Okay.
my private. Oh yeah. You don't need to make it private then. Yeah, that's unnecessary.
I want friend features. You know that C++ actually has friend features that you
Friend?
can.
What?
In
Oh.
C++, you have the option to make some classes friend of other classes, so you can use the private properties of other classes, even though
Yeah.
they're not your own.
Yeah.
Obviously, when we do that, there's some circle reference bullshit. I hate this.
Oh wait.
Yeah, because this is a base class, like the GUI manager.
See, maybe I did that, and then I had the same problem, and then I was like, all right, I would just move it into the constructor.
Okay, let me
first
try
message.
something else.
You can also. Oh yeah.
I mean, I would just want to see what happens if I do it in just outside of scope, just here.
Oh.
I think it might work. Maybe it doesn't. Let me check.
I mean, it's just the canvas, right? That's already loaded at that point. Oh no, it's an image fragment thingy. All right, I forget. You can also use the static tag for that kind of stuff, but.
Oh, you mean? Oh yeah, like I can do this later. Fragment cache. Let's do it like this, because it's possible that it doesn't work. That it actually. Well, let's just do it like this. And we don't have any. But it's possible that it has issues because. But then again, I made the whole Atlas thing pretty flexible. Probably not flexible enough. No, not flexible enough. Okay, this also doesn't work. Okay, I'll just go like
Wait, why is there a circle reference installed? Let me. GUI manager is a feature class. It's not an engine feature, so.
yeah, I mean that does matter. It's like it's a class that's probably referenced a lot, and
Oh, and somewhere in there you probably referenced GUI, and then there you
Yeah.
go with the circle. Make sense. Well, I could also just write a kind of register for these kinds
Yeah,
of
I mean,
things.
just
leave it in a constructor and put a to-do next to it, and I will do it.
okay.
Because like it's no problem. And if something, technically, if it really comes down to it, all you need to do is make an empty
Add-on
cache GUI
or like this, yeah.
and doing startup of the game. Somewhere, for instance, there's a menu model, a main menu model. You could do it in there, and then it gets automatically created. The things we do for games, we hack our way through it. Hey, I recently decided to try out your game. Well, first of all, thanks. And second of all, you're welcome. Cool style, I must say, but I have a question.
Whose fucking idea
Whose
was it?
fucking idea was it to make Melee so annoying to use in PC? It was mine, I'm sorry. I apologize. No, I'm just joking.
No, I think...
I don't know whose idea it was to make it annoying.
I think it's kind of weird, because I think we had this idea about like doing this far close clicking thing. We added like special buttons.
I mean, the point about right mouse button to dodge, yeah, we changed that to space. By the way, you can change buttons in the game, right?
Yeah, you can.
Go to options and put the dodge button on space if you like it there.
No, ironically though, this game was first developed with keyboard and mouse controls.
Yeah, that is true.
So we didn't change it. Like for some whatever reason, we thought that control scheme is fine. And I mean, in practice, a lot of people also do play it with mouse and keyboard, so it's not impossible. But it is weird. The funny thing is now with the current game, we actually go with a much more normal control scheme, and that you melee with left button, you have range with right button, and you have dash on space. So, and we also will make things more configurable. With crosscode, that was kind of difficult because we decided to do this one button for both melee and ranged. It was kind of hard to do this thing with any other button. It has to be a mouse button. I think there is also like a way to of like bind dash to another button, but I think the big issue is you probably want to have close ranged on one button and melee on the other button. And just because we kind of like focus too much on this, we do both with the same button thing. We never considered the option to do that. And yeah, that was pretty much probably not the best idea. But that's just how it is.
The thing that we couldn't associate back then, the mouse buttons, weren't supported. We then updated somewhere in between to a newer NVJS version, which did support it, but we didn't know until the game was out for a year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the end, you can try to get used to it, or you can use a gamepad, but it's unlikely we will now switch the control scheme. The big issue really is that if you change the control scheme like this, you also need to update tutorials and all kind of descriptions, and even like stuff like some of the combat art tutorials. It's kind of like, it's actually more tricky to do this now than it seems at first, maybe that's why. I mean, also like development of crosscode is unfortunately over now.
Yes, we have to like develop the next game so we can eat food.
Yes.
Yes.
Turns out those things kind of relate. The one thing I said was that combat art depended mostly on the relative location of your mouse cursor. Respect to layer.
I mean, if I can give some advice, playing with mouse and keyboard, just get used to click literally on layer, not trying to click at an enemy. Because if you want to, because you use your arrow keys to determine the direction, not where you click for close attacks. So that's why just clicking on your player is the best way to do melee attacks, and clicking far away should only be done for range attacks. But even if you consider this, you still might mess it up. So it was
I mean,
just a bad idea, I guess.
I personally think that it's not even. If you get used to it, you can use it rather reliably.
Yeah, you can get used to it, but it's weird for everybody who's not used to that. And I think CrossCode is the only game that does that. And honestly, I'm like
trailblazers.
The thing is, it's like it's so weird because like honestly, our intern that we had last year, she made this suggestion to change the control scheme because she also was not used to the CrossCode control scheme when she tested that. And then I just tried it out. And at first I thought, nah, I hate this. I don't want this. I mean, I did try it out before and I hated this. And then after she mentioned that other games do it that way, I did it again. I changed to the normal control scheme for Project Terra and just played for a few days, and suddenly it was like the most natural thing. And then I felt stupid. Like I thought, why did we never consider to do that with CrossCode? Honestly, it kind of feels weird.
I tell you why. First of all,
yeah,
we are all people of habits, you know.
Yeah, sure, that's the thing.
For years we had it like that because for years the game wasn't intended to have melee combat.
Yeah.
Melee combat was a thing that was added later, and at that point the engine already stood with with one mouse, right? And it was just convenient. With left you shoot, with right you dodge. Made sense.
That's that's pretty much it. I think that's really the reason. We designed the game too much around shooting and dodging. And when you take away close combat, it was really just having those two buttons was just the best control scheme. Because being able to dodge with the right mouse button is nice. It feels like it's something you can do very quick. It's more convenient than space button. But then if you take melee attacks to the mix, it suddenly ends up being not a good choice to go with that. But yeah, we just stick with that. So
lessons learned, I say.
Yeah, that's how we learn things. Yeah, it's like I mean, that's kind of like a little bit. The thing is, we are kind of like developers. We do listen to feedback, we do change things, but we are also kind of like sometimes a bit stubborn about certain things. Just go with that and keep things the way they are. Like at some point, people started screaming about puzzles being dungeons being too long, and then we just made like the longest dungeons of all for the DLC. But I mean, for me, like the idea was like, you know, the game that's what the game is. It's just really long dungeons, and I think those people who play the game up to the DLC might expect long dungeons because that's what the game is now. So we gave you the longest dungeon. So.
Hi Yui, sleep tight.
Sleep well.
Bye.
I mean, for the DLC also, we needed to make a long dungeon because like it's the last bit of content people have, so
that's right.
It needs to be in there. It needs to fit.
And
I still think the DLC dungeon doesn't feel as long because we still try to make it more interesting by having these open parts where you can interact with your party members.
Yeah, I think the final dungeon was really like I think it was like really worked out the way we structured things, and having this mix of outdoor areas for longer dungeons, I think it's just a very good idea in general. It's definitely something we should keep in mind for Project Terra. Even though we definitely don't want to make dungeons as long as CrossCode. That's one of the most common criticisms, that CrossCode has too long dungeons, so we will make them shorter. But yeah, there's still like if we have longer dungeons, or even if the dungeons are not so long, we might still add some open areas in between. I mean, it's definitely something we can do.
Yeah, and I mean they also should be more story focused, more like integrated. Like in CrossCode, obviously you have the separation between the one plot and then the other plot. That's kind of happening. I feel like that also was like a cause for like confusion, like or like not feeling as connected to the dungeons as it should have been.
Yep.
Or it could have. I mean, it made sense in the game scenario. I still think like I still like it.
Okay, I will now keep working on some more things. Like I want to see what happens if a message interrupts another chain of messages. Is there any option to slow down time puzzles? Yes, there is. I mean, isn't there? Oh yes, I mean that was like yeah.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
there is an option.
Yeah.
Okay, the game crashes. That's not a good sign.
If you walk straight up north, you can get through Gaia's gun really fast. Yes, you can, but you don't know that as a player the first time you run through there. You know, first time you go through there, you're like, oh, what is this? Oh, what is this? Oh, what is this? So, it technically is probably longer.
So what happens if I do that? And it still crashes. What the heck?
And it crashes.
Oh, I think I have a suspicion. When I add messages, let me flush. Ah yeah, that's why.
And if you really best Mario, you also try to click on it just to get to see that silly head. Gasp. It's a beautiful head. Also, like, doing that collecting is the reward in and of itself.
I got it. I think I got the reason why it crashes.
Stuff like that, though, will be in Terra for sure. Again, like the collecting. But we now have better rewards, so we can have better rewards. That makes more sense.
Hey, okay, there's still so many bugs with the system. Oh man, I'm gonna have a lot of work now.
Oh yeah, King Uko. That's probably because the modifier, the S-variant modifier, was added later to the game, and we didn't plan or like reset enemies so that you could always run in a loop. I think we added that after Gaia's Garden, so that's why Sapphire's Ridge is much better, and also the DLC area. That's how it is. Like, I think that was something we added based on user feedback, right? Like, we wanted a way to engage people in farming and making it more fun, and we came up with that idea of, hey, you have this rank and you leveled up and it increases your drop chance, and then you even get music and effects and everything, make it look real cool.
That was fun.
Please subscribed with Prime, which is amazing, I think.
Yeah,
What?
subscribe to us with your Prime subscription.
Prime! For 26 months already. That's a lot of months. That's like more than 2 years. Man, that's a lot. How are the animations made for the characters? Asks Fiki. Is it a skeleton?
It actually is a skeleton, yes. So we are using some system where you have a 3D skeleton and then we use 2D sprites to build a character out of that skeleton, more or less. So why does this not work?
I'm enjoying between, say, feeding up and getting better drops. Oh, thanks. We'll see if we have something similar in Project Terra. It's a different game. So I'm not even sure yet. Anyway, I want to come back to Stranger of Paradise now.
Right,
Oh
right.
yes, right.
All right. Since we have like 70 people in here, I can do a public service announcement and tell everyone to not buy this game. Do not pay money for this cash grab of a game. Do not give Square Enix any coin for it, please. Ugh.
Memes, the memes.
This game is only good for the memes, so just copy them from your neighborhood internet provider. All right, don't buy the game. It is like the worst. It is such a hard cash grab that doesn't even include many Final Fantasy things. That's the best part about it. There's a Final Fantasy name in it, but I think that's it. And the character is designed by Tetsuya Nomura. That's also the case, yes. But there it stops. The only theme, like the stages in that game, are themed after different Final Fantasies, right? But just as an example, Final Fantasy VII. Which boss would you expect in the Mako reactor?
The Ender Dragon from Minecraft.
Right. It's obviously the Scorpion, Fang Sender.
Oh. Okay.
But what do you get? The Kraken.
The Kraken?
Kraken.
Well.
A Kraken person, basically a Cthulhu person.
Okay.
One of the 4 fiends, right?
Yeah, one of the 4 fiends, yeah. And I don't know, like, and you would also expect, okay, this has a Final Fantasy stage. Hopefully, this also has Final Fantasy VII music, but don't be that. Square Enix doesn't have money for that. Or at least a fucking bus. Like I was. You know, at the game, basically, if you play the demo, you have played the entire game. It doesn't get better than the demo. The demo is the absolute high point of the game, which is the first stage. And then it's just downhill from there.
Oh boy.
Like, every stage you play, you're more like, who designed this? Who wrote this dialogue? Who signed this? And all I can say is probably they had to do this on a strict timeline. There was no room for proofreading dialogue that doesn't make sense.
Yep.
But yeah,
It's too bad. I would have been nice to have
it is.
to have
it
like
is,
kind of like a Final Fantasy that's so bad it's good, but actually
Mhm.
doing it in the right way. I would have enjoyed that, but it seems that kind of like fell flat.
Yeah, like
And
at
I
first,
was honestly concerned that would happen, because if they actually take those character series, they probably want to develop them in a way that makes it probably bad. Or do the characters develop? I don't know what happens with those.
the only
characters.
character that, in air quotes, develops is the protagonist Jack.
Mm,
The other characters are, I don't know, they might as be a lighter because they just enable him anyway.
okay.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing to them. They could not be more bland.
Just like those Nagatoro characters, those friends. Is
No,
that right,
they are
Anna?
not. Felix, no, that's totally untrue. This is. No, Felix, you are incorrect.
They just enable the protagonist.
They are very different. They
Yeah.
change over time, and it's
Sure.
Felix. That's very different because there it's perspective bias.
You,
It's like-
you know Felix is right because Hannah's immediately like trying to justify.
It's perspective bias, Felix. They have very much their own life and everything, but you mostly see the perspective of mostly two
They
people.
definitely have like must have a huge life if they all the thing they do is just mess this one character.
No, Felix, it's not true. It's just that you only see this small part of the life through the perspective of one character.
Sure.
Felix, that's very different.
Maybe then it's a problem of how they kind of like portray those characters. They might have like an interesting life next to the main character, but they just don't show it, so I don't know about it. So.
It's not. It's a different focus in the series, Felix, and also it gets better with time.
Sure.
You can't argue with that.
I hate that argument. Like it gets better with time. Why can it be good?
Everybody told me Re:Zero gets better with time, and I just couldn't. Sorry, just couldn't.
But Felix, that's Stefan. That's the thing.
Yes, you almost have every name. Now say Flora and we prove.
No, it's Stefan. I understand that this argument is a bit controversial, but it's very much a gray area. I mean, it always depends how much you already saw of something, how the pacing is, how the focus has to expand. I mean,
honestly, my biggest problem is Nagatoros. It feels so much like this very classical anime rom-com where everything is focused around that one character. Usually, all the shows that only have one male character in that context are already like that's one aspect which where I usually dodge it and say, yeah, that's probably.
First of all, why are you starting anime talks this early?
I don't know. Okay, it's too early for that. That's true. Yeah.
Secondly,
I mean, there's nothing. It's fine because there's nothing else to say to the game. And just to counter a bit of Bailey's argument, you think Estus is great because everything else is so shitty in the game that by comparison, that character seems okay.
Okay. I see.
But he's still stupid. Like, once you know what's behind him, you're like, bro, why didn't you just say something?
Amazing. That's always the best. The most annoying thing to criticize about a game, when people
do not have my words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Whoops. Whoops. There's a word war. I don't know, like issues escalating because of lack of communication. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I see. Anyway, Felix, you are very wrong.
I had so high expectations, King. You don't even know. It's true. I'm salty.
Yeah. Yes, Anna?
God damn it. I lost my thread. No, I still got it.
Focus argument
Felix.
must have been a good one. Yes.
No, it was a very. I was distracted by Stranger in Paradise again by that argument. No, Felix. It is actually very different because Felix, in most of those rom-coms that you're talking about, it's that many girls are into this one character, which is not the case here. Felix, it's very different. This main problem is not apparent in this series.
I mean, that's true. They're not all into this character, but the way the show portrays it, it seems like the whole world seems to resolve about this character. Only it's not about them being interested, but them just making fun about this character. And that kind of like, it feels very one-dimensional. And I mean, you're right. It kind of like, of course, they could have like a potential life other than that, but the show just doesn't show that. And to be honest, yes, at the end of the show, I actually saw some aspects, like this one friend of Nagatoro who was now suddenly interacting with this nerd club. That was kind of funny and interesting. So that was like a first thing where you see those characters interacting with somebody else, and it started getting better, so I can imagine that it gets better. But like the first 6-7 episodes, it was very much traditional rom-com, with the only difference is that they are not just in love with him, but they're just interacting in a slightly different way. But yeah, I mean,
the signs of me being correct.
Well, I mean, but it doesn't make a big difference to me. That's what I'm saying. It's like it still feels kind of like cheap and like something I don't like about these kind of anime.
Listen.
You're basically complaining that a series of a genre is going through some basic aspects of the genre.
That is true. I mean, I just read Kaguya, Love is War, and that's essentially like a very good rom-com.
Yeah, but
because it avoids all those stupid cliches, and honestly, not all rom-com are like this. If I remember correctly, it's just this one kind of like has this aspect pretty badly in the beginning. Yes, Senna.
I think we should have a comment for the Twitch chat that's just like exclamation mark Felix, and every time Hannah says Felix, that someone has to write it. I just want to see where we end up.
This is a very smart rhetorical trick, actually. No. I actually.
it's like this one character in Disco Elysium always saying Harry. What's his name again? Harry.
The union leader.
The union leader. He has such a weird name. He always
doesn't
keeps saying Harry.
Yeah, but see, it's very effective. He's actually one of the smartest characters in that game. So,
sure.
And also, he doesn't just say Harry. He also says Mr. Dubois. Mr. Dubois or something. But I actually really like that character. But then again, it's Disco Elysium. I like so many characters.
Yeah, Disco Elysium. Characters.
It's amazing. But I actually wanted to bring up Kaguya as an argument, because Kaguya-sama also gets criticized for being extremely slow in the manga, especially.
For being slow.
Yeah, because it basically takes almost 50 chapters or 45 chapters to actually get to the meat of the series.
That's true, but I just enjoyed the humor of it. That's why it's like on one part it has a serious story, on the other part it has this kind of this gag of them trying to kind of like outsmart the other. And I mean, the humor isn't for everyone, but I enjoyed the humor, so that really wasn't a big deal for me.
I mean, I agree, but I know a few people who don't really like the humor. They're like, man, this series is basically complete shit for the first 40 chapters or something.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like,
you cannot have the perfect show. I mean, people do like ReZero. I will never understand this in my life, and I will also not understand people saying that Kaguya is shit because of that, because that's great humor. other show have shitty humor. Kaguya has like A+
Felix,
humor. Best
This is
thing.
very subjective.
I know. I know that. I'm just saying. That's my opinion.
Felix,
Okay.
did you
Okay.
know
Maybe
there
I
are
should have
also people-
emphasized that's my opinion.
Oh, Felix,
Felix.
it's like your opinion.
Felix, you need to type IMO before every sentence. IMO. This is this.
IMO. You know.
Yes, you
I
are.
am HO because I'm very humble.
In my humble opinion,
I am
right?
HO. I'm
It's,
HO.
to be honest,
Oh,
if
that's
I
what
read
that means. Huh.
if
Yeah.
I read I am HO nowadays, I'm like, man, you're such an asshole. Stop saying that. But Felix, did you know that 6% of players who
Mm,
reviewed Crosscode are wrong?
that's actually absolutely factually correct, Hannah. Okay, there's a King Gurka 89 said, while I have to hop off from one Felix to another. Oh, hi, Felix. And also to the rest. You guys are inspiring. Seeing people like you succeed makes me really want to pursue creative work. Thank you so much. If you try to pursue creative work, I hope things work out for you. It's not easy to get there, and it took us a long time to actually get to this place. But yeah, it can be great if you really are at this position. So might be worth it.
Also,
Yes.
hydration check.
Yes, hydration check.
Hydration check. Yeah.
Hydration check.
Hydraulic check.
Check your hydraulics, chat.
If you're a transformer, please check your hydraulics.
Dum, da, da.
What am I doing? I'm going to the. I'm just randomly clicking through code part of the stream, not doing anything.
That was me all Friday where I was trying to come up
Also,
with the control scheme layout.
also, Rose said you're all talking like Symphogear doesn't exist, and I assume it was on the statement that there are no perfect shows. And yeah, Symphogear is
Okay.
basically one of those shows that has like the most annoying fan base.
Oh no.
I mean, there are perfect shows like Gurren Lagann is like perfect, for instance.
Ah,
There's no fall to be found within chaos.
Okay. I'm still I still didn't manage to finish that show, to be honest, because it was this one
Chaos?
episode I never liked, and then I never watched beyond that.
wait, what show is also perfect? All right,
Wait, what do
Zombieland
you
Saga.
mean, like K-On or Gurren
The
Lagann?
Gurren Lagann. I never fully watched
You
that
never
one.
finished Gurren Lagann?
No, I just saw this. I
Damn,
saw this
alright.
movie version. I think that was.
All
this-
right, I mean it's basically the same. So
Yeah.
you have finished it. The movie version even has extra content. So
Yeah. They just escalate things further. or-
yeah, they even escalate things. That's the best thing about the movie. Like they escalated things even further.
Wow.
I just implemented the most meaningful method in all of coding. I'm a programming genius. This is what game the streams do to you.
What did you
So-
do?
OnReset is a function that calls OnReset.
Nice.
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 Big brain.
That's
Okay,
amazing.
so-
You literally, if you execute that, you literally starting the singularity.
Yeah. I can prove the halting problem is unsolvable. Okay.
Anyway, I'm correct. I'm very correct, Felix. And also, you
Sure.
should read the rest of the series. It's very
Sure.
good. And I will end this topic now, but I will first say there's like this amazing martial arts side plot later that is really good, and generally it splits the focus more between the two characters. Like that they both have more of a perspective, which is one thing I recently noticed is super important. That if you have like a rom-com, you need to give somewhat balanced perspective to both characters that are involved, or rather to all important characters involved. Otherwise, it tends to be shit, because otherwise it tends to be very much focused on like
Just
one
character. That's right.
yeah, on like one perspective and one type of you know what I mean. It's like very male focused in that way. When it just doesn't really. It often has the danger of reducing like one side to just the prize to be won and not to a complete character. This is very... And that series doesn't do that. The girl gets a cool martial arts side plot. And other things. It's great. And Felix, if you want to do to read a rom-com that is more boring and thus maybe more your style, then you can always read Blue Box.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. I need my boring rom-com.
No, it's actually also a good series, but I was very skeptical of it for a long time because the female lead was so fucking boring.
Doesn't JavaScript do tail call opt dot question mark? Tail call optimization? Oh, tail call optimization. I mean, maybe. In what context? Such a... Oh, if you say message GUI question mark string size in TypeScript, that gets written into something weird in JavaScript or gets compiled in something weird. That's why we don't use that. Because that is actually slower than doing the check first and then saying end. Yeah. Yo.
We also started watching Ranking of Kings.
My favorite is Louise the 13th.
Thanks, Anna.
Yeah, I still need to catch up. I'm gonna do that later or tomorrow. Some point.
Will it ever happen, Anna?
It will happen.
Okay. Yeah, it was actually really nice so far, and it's a bit hard for me to say why, because on the one hand, a lot of stuff feels like very cliche, like it's almost like it's your very typical fantasy world, but in a way it's also kind of like unexpected. Like some of things, like it seems very like, for lack of better word, fantasyful, like they're adding weird characters and things that you don't immediately expect. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much, I don't think it's a huge spoiler, but what I really liked is when the child just went through this cave and suddenly there was this huge snake and he talked to that snake and you had no idea what the heck is a snake. And then later you see there's a background story about the snake, how it was saved as a boy and all this kind of thought, damn, this is, I know, something about that was cool. It's a little bit like that, and it doesn't feel like your usual enemy because of that, I think, because it's kind of like it tries to ignore a lot of the tropes and kind of does more of its own thing. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah, it kind of has a little setup where you expect something and then it does something different.
Yeah.
But also not just the opposite or something.
Yeah. And it's like the character design is just great because like the characters are all very different, have very unique designs. And they also have like not just the designs, but the way they act. This one guy with a spear who is always like, the way he was introduced standing on the spear was just such a weird way to show a character for the first time, but I kind of loved that. And like this one guy who with his snakes, I don't know, it's like for somehow all these characters make such a strong impression. It's a little bit like Phoenix Wright a little bit, who also goes like very over the top, and that's why those characters kind of tend up being very interesting and fun. And this show is kind of similar, I think.
They also, the designs reminded me of Professor Layton, actually.
Oh yeah, that might be a good comparison, yeah.
Because it has a very simplified style, but they use it very creatively.
Yeah. Also, it looks very childish, but it's really cruel very early on. So don't be fooled by how it looks. But you know the drill from shows like Made in Abyss, I guess. So they like to do that.
This probably depends on the compile target, but whatever, performance first. I mean, yeah, it's for a game, so performance first.
By the way, I just looked over my over my Twitter feed real quick, and there's another Riverdale update by Super Eyepatch Wolf. Is it okay if I read it because it's funny, or is it like spoilery for people?
I mean, no matter what you hear, it will not. If you don't know Riverdale, it will not make sense anyway.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read it. Archie and Betty survive a multi-universe merging bomb blast by hiding under a table. Veronica hires an assassin to kill her dad. Cheryl is possessed by an evil witch. Betty encounters the show's 15th serial killer. Archie and his dog develop superpowers. P.S. These are real. These are always real.
Okay.
Amazing. I believe all of it.
Yeah, I do. I mean, from the videos that he made.
Some of it I still remember, yes.
Also, from another thing that I just noticed again.
I have to continue watching it, actually.
It seems like this blue-skinned, blue-haired witch from Elden Ring has become one of the prime internet waifus recently.
You mean internet maidens, please?
Maidens, yeah, okay, sorry. The internet feels very maidenless, so they need that.
Something I can talk about is that I recently finished watching a show, like 6 seasons of a show from The Expanse.
Sounds very expensive. Okay. Damn it, I wanted to say it sounds very expensive.
It was nice overall, so it's too bad that there won't be another season, at least for now. You don't know.
Yeah, the last season was already a little bit. I don't know. It's like each season is one book, right? So maybe the book was short too.
Yeah, it felt a little bit short, but I mean, the way like the big bad of that season died was maybe a bit like sudden. That's what I thought.
That's what I like that. I like that death sometimes just happens without a big bang, you know.
That's true. Well, but they did this. I don't know. They did this with another character, and I thought that felt weird. Where they just said, "Oh, he had a stroke. That just can happen," and then you realize they did that because the actor did bad things, and they had to remove them from the show. So that's why they did that. Without saying too much about who it was.
It happens at times.
But it felt weird because, they made such a huge deal of people trying to survive and they kind of like make it through. And then this guy just dies without any hint. Any like foreshadowing. Because the show is actually, it became almost predictable where you could tell, oh yeah, that character is gonna die soon. And I think my biggest problem with the show overall is that I wasn't like the biggest fan of how the characters interacted. Like, I got the impression things were like, people were way too like aggressive. Mind, like there were always like good reasons why they're angry, but it always feels like the show was pushing too much people always going into conflict at each other. And always arguing. There's like a big human dilemma in like every second episode where you're about, oh yeah, you gotta save those guys, like save a person so other die, or the other way around. Like the show does this very often, very frequently. And then there's like, I know, sometimes people act so pissed and weird in context where you would think they might know how to act a bit more professional. Like, I don't know, you have like those world leaders together in a room working together to fight a common enemy, trying to build a strategy, but they're from different factions, so this one leader of this one faction makes like a very rude comment to this other leader of the other faction, and there was about to become like another argument which was so uncalled for, and this show does this a lot, and that's mostly what I didn't like. But I mean,
But Ersa Valor is badass.
yeah, she's pretty badass, that's true.
And
She was also one of my favorite characters, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. She's cool. I have to say I watched the like.
Yeah, I mean, a
last
bit of
season
Baylor.
mainly
Bailey's
because of
actually.
her.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I actually agree that the main cast is kind of like almost the worst part. Like so many of the main characters were like mostly the one who were always aggressive and doing those acting weird. And Amos was one of
he
my.
was cool.
Amos
yeah.
was nice. Amos, because
He was
kind of
different.
like he had no empathy, so I could emphasize. Also, like because he just didn't care and he wasn't so hot-blooded at everything. He kind of like stayed cool in many situations. And I also liked Alex, kind of, because he was like also like the rare exception of a character who did not try to start arguments all the time. He was more like the opposite. He was actually the one character who tried to keep things peaceful while all the other characters were going at their throats like every second scene or something. So that's why I kind of like this character, because to me that feels like a more believable character. You know, people are not like this. Yes, there are arguments. People are arguing. It's dramatic, it's interesting, but they tend to not do this all the time. They kind of like try to understand that it's actually exhausting to do that all the time. You know, people are careful when they're rude. People need to be in the right mindset to actually start being rude. And I don't know, it's kind of like. Then I played a little bit of Life is Strange True Colors, and I thought, yeah, those characters behave more realistic the way I see it. Anyway, so, but I just started that game, so I don't know much about it yet.
They should to make sure like the show is also based on the book series, right? So
Yeah, that's true.
some part of that might also be because this is a book, and then
Yeah, that's true.
they had to like translate that into a show, and I do feel like there's probably a lot of things that happen in the show that happen in the books that we don't see, that might that shows kind of the
Maybe
less
they just
dramatic stuff.
Yeah, it's possible. Maybe they just cut out all like the boring, chill scenes, and then they just left all the dramatic moments. I don't know.
Yeah, something
possible.
like right, because for TV it makes more sense if it's dramatic. And
I don't
stuff.
know.
Like, I don't know either. Like I wouldn't do it, but it might be that they.
I don't remember having these issues with, say, Game of Thrones, for instance. I mean, it sucked for other reasons, but I didn't get the impressions characters were unreasonably aggressive all the time.
Because it's written by a good writer. I mean, The Expanse doesn't need to be. I don't know. The writer.
I know. I don't know why it's that way, and I don't know. But like for me, like the biggest thing that I really liked is, without spoiling too much, it's very hard to say that without spoiling, at least for the first season. But just like for the most part, it seems to be very realistic about like how being in space is, at least much more realistic than other shows, and the way they kind of like handle extraterrestrial life. That's, I think, one of the best things. The way they handle it was very interesting, I thought. So, like the mystery that built up about those things they discover and everything that evolves around that. That was very cool. So up until the last season, honestly, I know I understood there are like 9 books, and like the last season is essentially the 6th books. So there would be 3 more books, but as far as I understood, there's actually a 30-year time skip after that book. So maybe that's also why they thought it's good for now. Maybe we will wait 30 years for all the people to age. in between, make a movie or something or another season. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes sense that there's now a like when the season's over, it makes sense that there's some time can pass because like there's some major conflict was resolved, but also
yeah, Miller was a little bit hit and miss. Like for me, Miller was, I kind of liked his character, but his motivations became very strange toward the end. Like it's all gut feeling, oh, I gotta go behind this woman that I really don't know. I was always hoping for it to be some deeper connection, but I couldn't find it in the end.
Me too. Like I have some idea, like some thoughts, like what could be, but again, that would be spoiler territory.
I mean, also like theorize like there might be some deeper connection, but at least the show wasn't very explicit with that, and
I was even so confused when I watched the first 2 episodes. Because I felt I was watching 2 shows at the same time. But obviously stuff converges and
yeah, actually The Expanse was kind of like in the beginning I had to sometimes repeat stuff a little bit and really focus because they really cover a lot of exposition very quickly in the beginning. So you have to be careful to really grasp everything.
Maybe they thought in the beginning we only have 1 season, you know.
Yeah.
So like obviously looking back at they could have spread things out, but like the main premise, that's not a spoiler, right? The main premise of the show is that there are 3 major factions in the solar system, which are the Earthers and the Martians, which are like the so-called Inners, right? And then there are the Belters, which is like all the people who live on asteroids and in the asteroid belt, right? And mine minerals and water and whatnot, and fly around in spaceship to hunk ice over to Earth and other resources. And yeah, it's a cool, definitely a cool show. I really liked it. There's also like there's what was her name? The Belter. It's on my tongue, tip of my tongue. Nope.
That should help. Kamina was kind of badass.
Yes, exactly. That's what I immediately thought of her. Yeah. She's played so well, and like the whole cast also plays the accent very well. Like they have their own language almost, and the accent when they speak in English is so well done. Yeah, I was thinking of Kamina. Kamina is, I think, one of my favorites, and probably a lot of people agree because like the game version of The Expanse that's currently being made features her predominantly. So yeah, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking of her last name, and I didn't. I was like, what was it? Some instrument. I know it's some instrument. What was it?
Piano, oboe.
No, her name is Drummer.
Okay, drummer. Drummer is not an instrument. It's the person who plays it.
I know, man, but I was like thinking it was something with an instrument. But she's just so cool. badass and so cool. Like the things that happen to her, like are seriously fucked up, but she's just badass. And apparently the video game version is also spoken by the same actress. So
Nice.
can't wait for that. But it is a Telltale game, so
Oh no.
They still exist?
Yeah, it still existed. I was also super surprised about that.
It was like the big story of them going out of business. Oh well, that's capitalism. You can't kill off a company easily.
let me see the Telltale series. Yeah, Telltale games. They are publishers, so maybe they have some smaller companies below them.
Mm. Do we have
Aren't they
a
also
callback
making
on
the
Teleport
Wolf Among Us
Start?
2 game?
Hmm?
They're also making the Wolf Among Us 2 game. And Wolf Among Us was, I think it was, I would say it was my favorite. I didn't like Tales of Borderlands. A little bit too forced humor for me.
Well, I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's the same with Borderlands 3. Like it has the same on the nose, in your face humor that you can smell kind of a few lines ahead. You know already the joke is coming. So let's use that moment to rant a little bit about Borderlands 3. God, I hate Borderlands 3 story. All right.
Oh yeah,
done.
it's horrible.
It is
It's
absolutely.
not good.
It's not good. It's not well presented. They just do stuff with characters that is absolutely garbage. It like, why? Why would you do that? Like that's not. You're not making Last of Us. Why are you doing that?
They took out one scene that made it a whole lot better. But for some reason, I don't know.
Yeah, but
They
they
took it
will
out.
never remove that one character. And man, it's not a spoiler. You know the little girl.
Yeah, and that scene made her a much better character actually.
No, I still think.
And she
she's
wasn't
still-
supposed to be
still-
so annoying.
I mean, maybe she wasn't supposed to be, but they did a damn good job at making her as annoying as possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's one of those like, hey, we need a replacement for Tiny Tina. Apparently, we always need a little girl in our plus 18 shooter. That is mentally fucked up.
I mean, I wouldn't say it like that. But...
Yeah, they could have removed her and just we don't need her. We had a Mara. I don't need another Siren. First episode. Yeah, I also played only the first episode of Tales of for the Borderlands. And then I watched the trailer for the second one and I was like, I can't go through that again. I don't have like I'm not interested enough in these people's story.
The story of Tales from Borderlands is actually pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, but I mean you need to like the Borderlands lore, in my opinion, to make it work. And personally, for me, the Borderlands lore is just a setup for the game mechanics. And I have no idea of these characters. I don't care about them. I just want to point and shoot in this game.
The question is, how does it rank compared to the other Tales of games?
That's obviously very subjective, but I mean, Wolf Among Us is king.
Mm.
for me. Like
No,
absolutely.
you see, the joke was Tales of games. Get it? How does it rank compared to Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Vesperia? Okay.
Oh yeah, Tales of Borderlands is definitely the best among them.
Okay.
Story-wise,
also-
I don't think there's a good story-wise Tales of game. They're always kind of generic and very predictable.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, some have great characters like Vesperia, for example, but
Yeah,
the
I
story
agree,
is
but
really-
still, we knew what's going to happen.
Yeah,
It's
of
a
course,
Tales
of course.
game.
You need to kill some sort of god-like person. and
Yeah,
then
we're definitely
magic.
going to save the world in the end. And
Yeah. Also, Rose says, Hannah, I broke 180 hours in Konosuba Fantastic Days. Oh, that's nice. I mean, I considered starting that, maybe, just for context. That's the Konosuba gacha game. I think I started it
one.
actually. Yeah, I started it like for a day, and then I stopped playing it after 2 hours because I realized it was basically like Princess Connect, which is almost like an autoplay game in terms of like the battles. And I mean, I liked some of the characters. One of my favorite voice actors plays an OC character, and it has like great like art and everything. But I mean, I don't need another gacha game, and it's also not a very good gacha game. So, but good for you that you can enjoy it. I mean, Konosuba is great.
What is happening?
Radical Fish Games gacha game when? I mean, when? Let's talk about it once we have like three successful games out. Then we can think about the Radical Fish Games worth and the gacha games we make about it.
When we made our third game after that, we were making a racing game, obviously. Hello?
I mean, yeah, right. We're making Radical Fish cards. Making like a Mario
Radical
Kart
Fish
game.
cards. But it's also going to be an RPG, you see, and you can level up your car and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can do cool speed builds where...
Oh,
Like, why has nobody done a racing car RPG? What's wrong with you people?
I mean, if you think about it, like many of those racing games like Gran Turismo have like RPG elements in a way because it's all about upgrading your car, not your car, your car.
Yes, but it's all about the simulation aspect. So
Yeah, I know, but
that is not very role playing. What I meant is like, your cars go into a dungeon, you know?
it sounds like shitty isekai concept. I've reborn in
And-
another world as a car. I'm almost certain that someone already did that.
You're driving a car through a dungeon and your car needs to be protected, and
It must be a very big dungeon.
we make a
with, like,
racing game, but basically it's a roguelike where you play the characters from our games and you drive in a car.
God damn it.
Nice.
I've also heard that Darkness is the worst character in the game, but it's very fitting because she's also the worst main character in the series. Okay.
We just make our own F-Zero because Nintendo won't do it.
Right.
Yeah, but I agree with Nintendo's comment on that. They said once that they just don't know what to do with it, and I agree. Like,
Maybe.
I disagree.
I think it would just be the same game they did before.
I
but
disagree
with better graphics.
so hard. So hard. They
And-
You
can
can theoretically do a
do
lot with it.
so much with the world of F-Zero, with the
The
characters.
world, yeah, but the world of F-Zero, more Captain Falcon had more presence in Smash games than he had in his own games.
Exactly. Yes.
By the way, I just want to mention that I'm utterly baffled that someone remembers Interstate 76. It was actually a game that I kind of loved for a bit because I got it on some free CD on in a gaming magazine back in the day, and it basically was one of those
Battle Royale F-Zero.
Battle Royale F-Zero. Yeah.
When you don't know what to do with a game anymore, just make it a Battle Royale. That's where
an
games
open-
go to die these days.
Open world survival game.
What the? How?
What are you doing? By the way, the screen froze for me. Did it freeze for anyone else?
No, it didn't freeze. Or
Oh no,
did it?
It's back.
No,
No,
I
it's
was
back. You
just
just-
very
was just
focused.
very surprised for a second.
Yeah.
No, I was very focused on the wrong screen where nothing was visible. And I
okay.
didn't move, the screen didn't move, it looks frozen, I suppose. I just found a bug. Yay.
Anyway, if anything, someone should get the Terra license and just fucking give it to us. You know, we're getting the job done.
They're potentially working on something, right? Or at least planning to work on something.
Potentially planning to working on something.
Yeah, it's like
Maybe
potentially planning to maybe,
Eventually.
potentially under certain circumstances.
if
in the
they're
future.
potentially maybe planning on re-releasing it on mobile with whoever did the
Oh, no.
graphics.
Oh no.
August Dev asked what I was looking at. I was looking at this year, like, I was debugging code. Probably should try to put this on the screen so it's more interesting to watch. So, I was just wondering what I essentially fixed and hopefully it should work now when I reload. Essentially, I was just... Okay, that looks better, I think. Yeah, just the way those messages disappear look kind of weird. That's better.
Also, so this is now officially anime talk time. Next season we'll have, first of all, the next Kaguya season, and also Spy Family, which is like the hype show of the season, maybe. Because it's
Okay.
good. It's very good. It's amazing. People should watch Spy Family.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, it's literally like one of those series that I feel is almost for everyone. Because even if you, it's funny, it's wholesome, it has good writing, it has some good action now and then, the production values look great. I think it's like one of those series that you might even enjoy if you're not big into anime. So,
Just like Radical Fish Games, which you can subscribe for free with your Amazon Prime's free subscribe per month subscription.
it's true. That's definitely something you should support all the time.
Just saying, like, give us your money, you know.
Yes. Yes, please. We need it. We need it to buy the Terra license, I guess. And the Valkyrie profile.
Yes, also
Wait.
Square Enix, if you're
Oh, we
listening
should
to this,
talk about the new
just give us
micro...
the goddamn license, we're gonna do the job, alright?
Hmm,
But wait 3.5 years, and then we do the job, because we are right now doing another job.
that's true.
Our job. Yeah,
Our
so
job.
I just want to say, yes, we also want the Valkyrie profile license. But they actually announced another game, but I'm not entirely sold on it, to be honest.
It looks now that I have Stranger of Paradise behind me, it looks exactly like that. So
But way worse.
my
Right.
prediction is it's going to be exactly like that. A cash
It
grab.
looks, yeah, cash grab definitely, but it also looks way worse in terms of visuals, and I kind of hate the character design of the main person, of the main character.
Hmm.
She
Like,
has
what
such a-
is Square Enix doing lately? Like Babylon's Fall,
I don't
Stranger
know.
of Paradise, Valkyrie Elysium. They're
Oh,
also
yeah.
releasing this 80
Right.
bucks game in May that has additionally microtransactions.
It's
What? I'm not
Babylon
paying 100 bucks for your shitty isekai game. That's probably running like a potato again because you're still using your Luminous engine. For whatever reason.
I mean,
Um,
aren't they swapping to Unreal?
No, they for some reason after Final
Oh,
Fantasy
no.
15 doubled down and said,
No, you're right.
"No, guys, let's make another game with this
No, I mixed
zombie
it up
of an
with,
engine."
I mixed it up with BioWare. BioWare switched to Unreal, I think.
I think doesn't Project CD Red what developer
Yeah,
Witcher?
you mean Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cyberpunk flopped because I think the team was too high.
No,
you
I
know?
mean like the next game, the next Witcher 4 game,
yeah,
whatever. I think they announced that it's on Unreal Engine,
Oh,
maybe,
I see.
maybe.
which is surprising
Also-
because they had their own technology stack. So I guess they got around that.
Speaking of Unreal, Square Enix actually did use Unreal for Trials of Mana, which was a good game.
It also used Unreal for Kingdom Hearts 3, and Kingdom Hearts 3 looks amazing.
Yeah. I mean, why use your own engine, man?
They also use
The
Unreal
problem
Engine for
is they
5v7
can use
remake.
their own engine, but they
right?
don't have the know-how,
Right.
the talent that is capable of creating state-of-the-art graphics engine. And you can see that in Final Fantasy 15, that they took so long to make this work, and they still struggle with it, right? So they're trying to use their engine now again, and like I can already see this game chugging even on a PlayStation 5 to keep a steady 60 FPS.
I think I like this more. I just tried some new transitions essentially. So now when you interact, they're actually hiding sideways instead of scaling down.
All right, let me see again. Oh no, it's gone.
It's actually very quick.
Oh, it's like not in the side messages, but in the normal messages.
No, yeah, like just watch now again. I'm doing it again. So you need to wait for side matches to disappear. And I still need to tweak the timers, by the way. They're still currently fixed timed.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I think I like this more. Something about the scaling, it doesn't look nice if you have multiple messages disappearing by scaling.
Yeah, because you don't have an anchor, right?
Yeah.
Against which they all disappear. I know.
Yeah,
what you
they
mean,
kind of like and so that's why I think I like this one more. This approach. They still appear being scaled, but they disappear just on the side, going sideways.
I think I just noticed the text is there a min width to the text? Yes, there is a min, definitely, because on short there is. Alright, I see it.
You mean the max width or?
No, there's like when it says short, there's a lot of padding to the right, so there's a min width to that.
Yeah, it's more like I actually did the same in Crosscode. I actually don't fully adapt the width to the text, but instead it's like there's a default width and then there's half the default width, and those are the only two options. Especially if you have multiple messages, it looks better if they're more uniform. I thought at least. But
I mean,
we can tweak
nobody
this.
noticed that.
We can make like not just 2 options, but maybe 3 or 4 options. It's just it shouldn't be too fine grained. So there's like 2 messages above each other, and there's like 2 pixels difference in size. So the one box is 2 pixels smaller. That doesn't look good, I thought.
Yeah,
that's why.
That's true. I 100% agree. You know me.
Yeah.
Also, this is a very isolated test, so I can already see that when you have like real side messages, you probably keep them short and snappy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, anyway,
because I imagine it being pretty annoying if someone starts talking while you are in combat and the entire lower left, but you could also make that combat messages.
Yeah, I think the size might be a bit too much right now. I could make it a bit smaller.
Well, we say in combat we don't show faces at all, but then you wouldn't have the...
I mean, I think that the biggest problem probably is that I think they go up too high. Maybe I just need to reduce the max height. Maybe to 140, so you have at most 2 messages. You don't need more.
Yeah, you can always look at the message log.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if 2 messages is enough. Just having 1 is a bit too little. But here we have situations where we have 3 messages above each other, and J Crosscode Morant is here again and asks, are all NPCs going to be full colored sprites, or will there be templates for non-important NPCs like in Crosscode? We actually want to try to have only colored NPCs this time. At least that's...
You will just not be able to talk to those that aren't important.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
Or
NPCs
they will have
who
just
can't...
xenodialogues, maybe.
Yeah. There were like a lot of characters who couldn't talk to in Crosscode as well, so...
But yeah, no more shadows, no more shadow people. And we know T3 can chuck those. He's like a beast when it comes to those.
Yeah,
like all those you see right now,
quick.
he came up with them, right? Obviously with like the designs we discussed together. But the proportions, like the character designs, he kind of we just
made
said
them really,
do
really
an
quick.
older guy, do a small boy, do a woman, and he just
Yeah, you have to be aware that Project Terra will not have like hugely populated worlds like Crossworlds.
That's
because there were like a lot of NPCs, and we actually want to focus on less characters and give them more character, more depth, make them more interesting in general.
More stakes in the world. More real stakes.
I like stakes. Okay.
We're all stakeholders.
Yeah, I think I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe even... just playing around with different deltas.
In theory, you could also allow an option that scales the entire site message GUI by 2 down to 0.5.
Sure.
And it would look good because we now always say twice as the minimum render size.
It's just like we had the option Crosscode to reduce the size of the write messages, right?
Yeah, which I added for me.
But some people use that.
Yeah, I mean, like that's why I added it. I really like that. Because usually the top right information was like complementary.
Yeah.
In my mind, so I wanted it a little bit smaller.
I want to try something.
Nice. This is I could have fun for days with like doing transitions and like finding the perfect transition.
Yeah, I mean I'm like this too sometimes. Maybe not as extreme as with you, but I do also like to tweak. Actually, something I didn't even show that, but I actually tried to find the perfect way to make pixelated curves, which really isn't easy. Maybe I can show that really quickly. Just look at, you may have not noticed, but I actually overhauled like all the message bubbles at some point. And I really tried to make the curves look nice. And that's actually really tricky to do with very clean pixel art, because curves are just too round for that.
Oh, yeah, I noticed when I did the...
And I actually found a way which I think looks really good. I made a whole PSD for that. Let me open this.
Nice.
Try careful not to spoil anything. Pixel art, UI, it's curved boxes. Here we go. So essentially I made some variants, but the idea is I actually do use an anti-aliased circle tool. But then I increase the contrasts, which essentially I just I take the thing, then I just create a layer mask from transparency, and then you can look at the layer mask, and this is like the default anti-laced circle in Photoshop, and I just increase contrast, and then you get this here and even more, and then you get something which is actually kind of close to what pixel art would look like. Because, you know, anti-aliasing is good. You do want to have some anti-aliasing. The problem is just that regular anti-aliasing is too smooth. It's made for larger resolutions. But if you take anti-aliasing, just increase the contrast, it actually gets closer, visual pretty close to good anti-aliasing that you would do by hand. And but it's just really hard to do good circles by hand. So I just relied to the default. At least for
I have to be honest, like the interfaces I did, I relied on some really old stuff I had from my pixel art days. When I wanted to do smooth curves.
Yeah.
I just copied that in and then pixeled over because I was like, oh, I don't want to deal with smooth curves because I know the rabbit hole.
Yep. Anyways, that's why I created this document, and I think this approach actually worked really well overall. I just made some slight variations here.
Maybe we can use that for the menu interfaces.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you want to do curves more consistently, we can use this. I mean, I just made this now with the curve size I use for those boxes. You can obviously use the same technique for smaller curves. I mean, that's one of the big design differences of Project Terra compared to Crosscode. While Crosscode was everything was kind of like with pretty sharp edges, in Terra everything will be more roundish in general.
Yeah.
That was the design decision.
Yeah. You noticed that early on when I did the first interfaces, like the with the one edge or the like blinky thing. It didn't look good when I just did the one pixel line.
Yeah. I actually also want to apply this kind of approach to like the HUD in the upper left. So this also needs to be more smoothed out.
Like this one was really just a circle pixel circle tool and then cut in half.
Yeah. But yeah, in general, like also like those text bubbles, the interact bubbles of the NPCs, I actually tried to make them more smooth as well. The idea is because we are scaling a lot, you actually want things to be more smooth, or because
they feel more inward too.
Yeah, because it just looks better when you scale it. That's kind of like the idea.
Ooh.
There's an art suggestion. Trying to shoo all those annoying boxes off of the screen. Yeah, it would be funny, but if I would start now doing art, that would take too long again. And
that said, it's I've completely forgot. Hannah actually said it. It's anime talk time, so that means I have to go to bed. Because I'm apparently already an old man. I woke up at 6 today and I was like done with sleep. I was like, yeah, let's go, day. You know?
Oh man. Good for you.
It sounds good. That's what I actually try to do at times. Like wake up at 6 or 7.
It helps to first have a therapist. That is very helpful, or was very helpful. Also, I have invested in a good bed, and having a bed that is good is good. Yeah,
it's very good.
That's it.
I heard about that. I mean, then again, I never really have trouble sleeping. It's like
I had always trouble falling asleep and then waking up in the night because of back pain. But now I have like I don't know what the English term is, like a sprungbed.
Ja Crosscode Morant asks, will Morant make a guest appearance in Terra? And I don't think so. We really don't have real people in our games.
Yeah, we don't have the budget for that. Sorry,
yeah,
Hannah.
We can afford to do that. I'm sorry.
We have the whole cast of Gurren Lagann, but no.
Okay, CSCS Software is first time chat viewer saying hello. These streams are always extremely interesting and enjoyable to watch. The project is shaping up great and we truly believe the final product will be amazing. Keep it up. Thank you. We also think that our next product will be very successful and will provide
really
a lot
cool.
of revenue for us as a company and all that. No, thank you.
Thank you for stopping by. SCS Software are making the truck simulation games.
Oh,
Oh,
really? Oh, that's cool.
dang.
You mean like the Euro truck? How's
Oh,
it called
truck.
again?
I understood a different word. Let's not go into that.
Ah, yeah, that's all. That's true. So they're not the. I just.
Not what
Sorry,
you're thinking.
yeah,
Not what
it's
you're
Euro
thinking. I
Truck
understood
Simulator.
fucks. I
Fuck
was like-
Simulator?
Like F.
No,
I
not
was
that
like,
one.
what? That is a game.
I'm sure it is, but it's not what they are producing, I assume.
Mhm.
Oh, that's super interesting. That's super cool. No, but I have to admit, when I think truck simulator game, I always first think of that super old, infamous trash game. I forgot what the name was. The one that was super buggy and had no collisions.
Was it the
Oh.
farming simulator?
No,
Good
no,
question.
not
Don't you
farming.
have daylight saving time change tomorrow? Do we have tomorrow? Oh boy.
Big
Yeah,
rigs,
tomorrow
right.
night.
Big
Tomorrow
rigs.
night.
Oh, didn't they ban time-saving change?
They wanted to, but
No, they
in
banned it in the
didn't
US.
yet.
That's what
Yeah,
Hannah
yes.
wanted to say.
Yes. Daylight saving, right?
yeah.
Daylight
Yeah.
saving.
They passed that in, I think yesterday or
I think-
today.
I think it only starts next year probably.
Where did they stop doing this? In the US?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yes, somewhere.
They got it first. I mean, in European they already had this goal for like 1 or 2 years, but nothing happened because obviously they can't decide what time to switch to.
The one
Well.
that is 1 hour ahead, so the next one we should actually do because that is favoring those people that stay up late more.
Yeah.
Why it's not hurting the ones that stand up early. In my like, at least I was watching a video that explained why that made more sense. All right.
Okay.
Before I spill dangerous half knowledge here, I don't remember it enough.
Okay, now let me see.
Oh, it's a video in German, so never mind. I guess. Anyway, I'm
True, it could
and
be
I have to
anyone
get
on that account.
ready. Huh?
I was just asking STS Software who's on the account.
Do you know
Because-
those people?
I actually I met one
Oops.
person years ago in Overwatch,
Oh,
and we played together.
What?
And
Okay.
that-
Overwatch, the game that binds.
the
That's
game
funny.
that bind.
And it was really fun. We made music together in the voice chat in the game in competitive.
So, shorts. Let's see. I just want to see how this looks now. Wait, that didn't work, didn't it? Short, please.
Anyways, I will be going.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Right.
You two guys.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Hey, why
Bye.
why do you not do what I want you to do?
Why don't computers and programs just do as we say?
Yeah.
Seriously.
You always need to first vote for the right programs, and then you have to
Mm,
get some bills in and laws for them to do that stuff.
no, I found what it is. I found the issue.
Hey, do you just need to speak clearly? I see.
Of course.
So yeah, I started playing the Great Ace Attorney game.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Is it that good?
It's really great. Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty fun. It introduces some new concepts like multiple witnesses that you can interrogate at the same time,
I like this more.
and they can react to each other and stuff. And the animations are actually really cool. It needs a little bit of time to get used to the 3D stuff, especially when you haven't played the 3DS games like me. But they still use them in a really cool, stylized way, similar to in like the 2D games, where they hold a pose for a longer time and then yeah, they work with key poses a lot.
Yeah, I
And-
still thought that the way they did it in the 3DS game, forgot the name. That one was they made it such a perfect mix. They actually used 3D, but it looks so close to how it was in the original, and they kind of like diverged from that a bit in the Great Ace Attorney, unfortunately.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean,
And
it's not a deal breaker.
and yeah, they added a few things to when you look around and when you walk around the scenery and stuff. For example, you can just press on a person that's in the scenery and you talk to them, similar to how it's done in Professor Layton. And I thought, oh yeah, it's odd they didn't do that before. But yeah, there's one thing, and that's they're really redundant with what they say.
That yes, that is 100%.
And-
That's usually why I couldn't play it so much so far, because I only played the first case, and I was like, it was almost exhausting how long it took them to get to the point.
Yes,
Oh my
especially what's really odd is like you point out a contradiction and they say, huh, and they don't really react yet. They're just like ... question mark or something. And then you explain the same thing again, or you no, you state again what was already stated, like that's where we are right now. And then another person comes in and says, okay, so what's the point? What are you saying? And then you point out the contradiction that was already pointed out before, and then they are suddenly shocked. And you get the reaction. You're like, that took like 2 minutes for 2 sentences to say, basically.
Yeah. That's kind of like how I remember it.
And yeah, we'll see how it holds up in the other cases. Maybe it's just the tutorial case that's so bad.
Yeah, might be.
And yeah, there was also one thing that was kind of odd to me, because usually when you have to how do you say it? Beweisen?
If you have proof.
Proof.
Yeah, when you have to prove something, they give you some kind of hint before, or some little detail or some nudge in the right direction. And at one point, they didn't do that because like someone stole a gold coin, and then you had to point out who it was, and they said, oh yeah, clearly this person did it, and then you get the to choose the person, and I had no idea. I was like, huh? What? I don't.
Sorry, we got a couple of comments and questions by Fefna.tv, who says, new crosscode looking gamer. Kidding, Project Terra looks amazing. Honestly, I've made one of the best games ever made. I can't wait for the next one. Thank you so much. And then Crosscode was a love letter, video games, 3 masterpieces. What editor is that? it's a JetBrains one. They're using TypeScript. WebStorm? Yes, almost. Like I'm using PHP Storm. The rest of the team is using WebStorm. Yeah, we use JetBrains editors because they're pretty good. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you
for the comments. So you can continue now, unless
Okay.
Jake Crosscode Dimmer one said something. But yeah.
So yeah, I had no idea what person it was. So I went through every person basically until I got it right. And it was the army soldier guy. And then they said, "Oh yeah, we people from the army, we don't have much money." And I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know much of Japanese history from the early 1900s." So I couldn't really know.
Yeah, it's always a problem.
And that's they expected you to know that for some reason.
Was that
Which
the
was
case? Oh,
which was kind of odd, especially for the tutorial case. But yeah, the second case is really interesting because it's a how do you say that, a closed room mystery, or locked room mystery.
Escape room
There's a
thing?
name for it. Yeah, it's kind of escape room style. There's a murder in a room where you were in, but you were sleeping, and it was locked from the inside, and no one was able to get out or to lock it from the inside. So yeah, that's a puzzle and a mystery you have to find out. Oh yeah, by the way, if you haven't seen, there was a really long and cool review of Crosscode on YouTube the other day.
Yes,
And-
that's right.
And that person was super hyped about it.
Yep.
And it was really hype to watch that.
That's true. It was very nice.
Did you post it somewhere?
Oh, I posted it
I-
in Nice Words and also in the media channel, or somebody did.
Yeah, I think we can post it here again in the chat.
Sure.
Zafre or Zephyr.
Zephyr Revolution. So here we go.
Okay.
It was a very nice, positive review.
Okay. I mean, of course it's positive, otherwise it wouldn't be nice, right?
That's true.
Okay, yeah, that is.
Zephyr's definite review after his first one. Wait, did he do another review of Crosscode?
I
forgot
think it
already.
was only in like a list, right? I watched the like top 10 indie games, and there it was on third place, I think. But then he continued playing it, and
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
the top 10
holy
indie
shit.
games.
Oh, there's a subscription from Deke64.
Oh, hi
Thank
Diki. We don't have a working subscription notification, but thank you.
40 months. Just imagine how much
There
money.
are timestamps in
Oh,
the
yeah.
comments, I think.
Anyway. Oh yeah, Crosscode.
Wow, rude streamer unsub.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Of course, Valhalla is a great game, but now Crosscode is better.
Yay.
Okay.
It's really nice. It made me really smile and grin a lot while watching it. Oh, is that Great Ace Attorney soundtrack?
No,
It
that's
sounds
actually
like it because it has
it's-
a lot of strings.
it's Infinite Undiscovery. It's Sakuraba soundtrack.
Oh, I remember. Yes, that was that video where Yeah, he made the comments about why is the end of the story part of the DLC and all that. Yeah. It was just a bad choice to end the game. That's really what it was. I mean, of course I could just be lying and making this up, but that honestly was the case. We just decided to end CrossCode the way we ended it, and we thought that would be good. It wasn't that good, and that we had this idea. Yeah, we could actually continue that with the DLC. So.
Indeed, we actually
Another
previously.
lesson learned.
It actually was the ending that we planned originally.
Yeah, it
It's
was.
just
I mean,
how it was.
but obviously, it might look like, oh, you're cutting the game and then you pay do the rest of the DLC. I mean, it does look like it. I can understand that.
By the way, I posted something in Discord. I didn't really like this kind of.
Anyone else feel like the bad ending didn't need to exist? Yeah, there have been a few who thought that it was a bit unnecessary, I think. Chinese menu translation. What is this? that is, yeah, you roasted that roasted chicken.
Yeah,
Dang.
it's like double roasted now.
Yeah, double roasted.
Maidenless.
Chicken.
Or it's an incel chicken.
Chicken. How can I? Endless.
That's fun.
Endless.
But yeah, DK, if you wanna join in for another few minutes,
Yeah, sure, drop in.
you're welcome.
Drop in if you like. Maybe he's too. Maybe he's now. I can't English. I didn't speak enough English recently. I forget.
How's Eversleep going? DK, how is Eversleep going?
Eversleep.
He's back at doing game dev and
It
streams.
is very sleepy.
And if you keep doing jokes like this, he definitely won't join our chat. Oh, there he is. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There we are. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. We are doing Terra Gamedev.
What?
Yes.
I'm playing some Vampire Survivors on the side.
Nice.
What? You're playing Vampire's Dawn on the side?
What?
I haven't played in a while, and I need to unlock all the stuff. Yeah, how's Eversleep going?
Really well, actually. I just managed to squeeze in my update for Screenshot Saturday, like half an hour ago.
Nice.
Yeah, I wanted to post like at 7, but you know, video games are dumb. But yeah, it's going really well.
That's really good. That's nice to hear. Really, I'm sorry, I haven't played the demo yet. I want to do it and then I forget about it and then I don't play anything. But I'm really excited.
That's okay.
At the latest when it comes out, I will play it.
If it ever comes out, like with the new way I'm designing levels and how complicated they are now getting, I'm doubting this game will ever get released. Actually,
I just looked a bit into your stream on the side while we were streaming, like for a few minutes or so, and those levels look like way more detailed than what I was expecting from what I saw before.
Yeah, I maybe found a new, better workflow.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not like you have some. You also have other things to do, other next to working on that game, right?
No. That's all I do.
All I do.
All I do is
My life
just do
is-
all day.
My life is empty.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
no.
but that's nice. I mean, are you actually done with this Elden Ding or whatever it's called?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I actually managed to play through it.
I heard
Okay.
it's like a good game.
It's
It is
Probably
80% of the time it's a really, really fantastic video game.
at the end, and the other 20, you are just bad at it.
And the,
You have to get good.
the other 20% are the end game.
Oh.
I see.
But it's fine. It's still like not bad, but it just falls apart a little bit at the end, which is a shame.
Too
Is there like
grindy
a
or-
difficulty spike? Or several?
Well, not really,
Or
really
does
a
it get
spike.
grindy?
Since not really. The thing is, it's not really a spike since I was kind of expecting that the bosses will get more ridiculous, especially for melee fighters, the further you get. But the ramp up in the end game itself, it's just not very well balanced, I think, and I really don't like most of the end game bosses at all.
Mm-hmm.
I find most of them horribly unfun,
Okay.
which is
Oh,
a shame.
wow.
Too bad.
But the game has many merits in many other parts.
Nice.
Memes and maidens. Memes
Yes.
and maidens. That's a game.
Hannah touched some grace.
Uh,
Uh,
I even halfway understand that meme because I watched some streams and
No,
Okay.
but when it comes to actual open world design, I think next to Breath of the Wild, those two games are pretty much the big games to reference when it comes to good open world designs.
Nice. Jack Crosscode Dimorant is leaving us, so thanks for joining our stream. Bye bye.
Bye.
So Felix, since
Yes.
Terra is also supposed to be an open world game,
No,
we need to.
it's not. Stop.
Okay.
Now.
Not yet, but
Not
our
yet,
publisher.
That
we not have it.
Can't you make it like a little bit open world?
Yeah, right. We need like some how's it called, focus tests, and then all the people
Yeah,
in the
everyone's
focus
like-
tests say, yeah, but why is it open world? Why is it pixel graphics?
Why is it offline single player? Make it online.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm saying it.
There we go.
Why can't I pay for more levels? Like level as in experience, get more experience by pay stuff.
Yep. That's how it is.
That's how it
so,
will be.
So what have you been working on today?
I'm working on the message system. I'm not sure
Yes.
if you saw it, but let me show you here. It looks a lot like crosscode. We have side messages. That's what I'm currently working on. I now want to work on that. The faces are not. We have animated faces. You already saw it here, but that's the biggest.
Oh god, what are those animations?
What?
I love it.
You mean those? Yeah, all NPCs do that. Just ignore them. It's like it's
it's
a thing.
fantastic.
It's just a thing. So
Actually,
Ooh, they're actually blinking. That's nice.
yeah, they're
They're
blinking,
blinking,
and
right?
also the moves are moving. At least for that one character, we actually have
That's
no
really
system where characters are talking, like you know,
Ooh.
Phoenix Wright-esque. So that was the idea.
That's nice.
So that's
Jesus,
essentially.
the quality of those portraits. What?
Yeah, Thomas said, yeah, I will make like a couple of placeholders, and then, like a few days later, we have all of these portraits. Look at this. I mean, I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
They're only placeholders. They will get better with time. Ha ha ha. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Look
Wow,
at those
they're really-
characters. They're all
they're
he all made of these
super
like literally in less than a week, I think.
Like this one girl is using ninjutsu apparently.
Yeah,
At least
she's-
that's
Yeah, plays
Constantly.
more like, okay, now we gotta make characters out of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
She trained using
Yeah.
ninjutsu so long, her arm is stuck like that. It's like
Wow,
tennis
those
for
are
ninjas.
fantastic. Dang.
Yeah, I'm sure
Placeholder.
I'm sure that Thomas will be very happy to hear that.
like the dialogue, which are absolutely not placeholders. They're,
Yeah, those are like
Right.
already
Actual
we're
real-
spoiling half
real
the plot
dialogue.
here, everyone.
look at me swap. Isn't this madness? Hey guys. God.
Damn, this
Uh.
NPC is huge and naked.
Oh man, I like their vibe.
I mean, those are also test enemies that we use.
Yeah, we use this naked guy for a test enemy. Do I still have those map NPC?
Yeah, it's still like this one stupid porn meme. It's like terrible.
Oh god.
You know the one, right? With the one girl on the couch and the oversized.
Yeah, here we go. Look, I mean, they're censored by the energy bar, but otherwise they're still there. The energy bar is at the wrong spot, though. I mean, so that's test enemy. Naked missile man. So,
I love it.
oh no,
And I
strong.
especially like that. Are they still doing the attack that they stop and then try to hit you?
No, I think
So
I removed that, but yeah, like the devil one is like this. They're dashing and then they're punching you. Oh yeah, no, that's the one actually, like the special one when they charge. They're dashing,
Oh, that's fucking
then
amazing.
they land, and then they punch you in the face. Yeah, it's really stupid.
I do like that you can aim upwards though. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's one of the big gameplay changes. So you can actually shoot upwards. It does use some auto aiming to do that.
The enemy looks interesting. What is that weapon? A sledgehammer? Yes, actually. You have two melee weapons right now.
It's a
and
mute
one is
hammer.
a sword.
It mutes all the sound when you hit something.
Oh, right. I mean,
It's just a
the-
placeholder
the head-
again. Like I just
I mean,
made
the
those
head
graphics
looks
pretty
like a-
quickly.
The head looks like a volume symbol, so
Well,
That's true.
dot.
Oh, that's fantastic. Jesus.
On that. They're pretty rough actually, pretty tough.
I mean, it's
Man,
you know,
they're
it's
just
not
vibing,
really-
and you're just punching them. That's not okay.
Maybe I can actually
By the
show
way,
something else too. We actually
the
are working.
project.
Yeah?
The project is still named Project Bob, by the way. Are we officially allowed to rename it again?
Yeah, we should actually. I just
Okay.
forgot to do that. Look at this here. We're actually working on new graphics.
Ooh.
Well, not entirely new. They look very much like the area in the prototype, but we're now tweaking cliff sides, so we have more interesting cliff
Right.
structures. So it doesn't look too much like blocky tiles anymore. Oh, you can't go through here. We should avoid this, not having... it's just a test map.
Man, this game is going to be fucking beautiful.
Thank you. I hope so.
Jeez.
I'm really excited for it too.
Yeah, it looks so good already.
Actually, another cool thing I can show is that we also tweaked the light engine a little bit. Just modified the proto map cave.
Also, her headgear is wiggling a bit.
My headgear. What? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that is something I made in between, but it's not final. Probably will tone it down again because people don't like it too much. So we have
Yeah,
no nice
I
god
like the
rays.
wiggle, but it was a bit. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
the
a-
light, right?
It's a bit too strong. Also, like music. Music isn't bad, but it's too loud. So let's see. I actually want to show this cave here. That's the one where we tried to tweak the lighting. Actually, no, that's not final. I think I had or maybe it was. Yeah, it was. Like we can have now more subtle light effects like this one here. So that's also kind of new.
Oh, and does it also get distorted underwater?
Yeah, the water does have distortion. Actually, yeah, the light is distorted over the water. That's actually kind of weird now that I think about it. Water is it's like a curse. Water and light interaction.
It always is.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Maybe we'll just tolerate it and say, actually, it does look a bit like the light being reflected on the water.
Yeah,
so
this is.
let's just
yeah.
ignore
Stylized.
that.
It's just
Stylized.
Yeah, there we go.
Actually, what I really like about the new light engine is it's actually now like really calculated in 3D, and we can use this very effectively to give different platforms different height brightness levels. He actually put a light source which is more brighter up here, and you really see how this looks very different from the ground below, even though it's actually the same tile. It's a bit brighter, and we can use this to make the depth perception work better, I think. So like in addition to having 3D. So that's all the options we have now with the new light engine.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically one of the ideas behind the map. Make the map in a way that it would be held to navigate in crosscode, and let's see how it works in Terra.
Yeah. And it crashed. No.
Oh no.
I think that might be another group issue.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, it seems like you can tell so much better like how the terrain works.
Yeah, I think just the 3D perspective and having the parallax scrolling makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
I mean that
so
was the
good.
whole idea why we went 3D, really.
Yeah.
At least one of the biggest motivations. Yeah. And we have navigation map. Actually, something I can also show is that we have nav map generation. Let's see if it still works or if it breaks.
Okay.
So, nav map works a lot like it's still not updated. Well, I don't have the updated version here. I'm sure. I think it still works, at least, yeah. But it's very slow because all the debug rendering is enabled. All those dots are now debug rendered, but they will disappear after like 20 seconds and that will be fast again. But yeah, this is something we have now too. So the whole navigation feature has been implemented, which was essentially one of the hardest features of crosscode, and we could just port it. That's always a big help. But yeah, that's the stuff we've been working on recently. Oh yeah, and NPCs in general, right? I mean, you can interact with NPCs. There's a whole bunch of NPCs here.
Oh.
They
Bye,
don't
Hannah.
talk yet, though. That's when I didn't have any messages. Just so.
Hey, Hannah.
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh yeah, that's actually something I think is pretty cool. We now have characters that can sit, and when you talk to them, they will just take a different pose and just look at you. So that's something we can do now. And it's not like automatic head rotation, but it's actually also something we can do. But I still need to implement this. This is just using custom NPC poses, which is something you want to do in any case, because sometimes you need to, like, sometimes it's not enough to just rotate the head. It looks weird.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of like add the option that you can also automatically adjust the head position, because then the character will look more precisely at the player. So that's probably better. Yeah, just like the whole NPC system of crosscode ported to the new engine. It's actually, like, to some extent it really feels like we're doing the whole thing again. But I think like those changes really will make a difference in the end. So it's a lot more about polishing things.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, there will be some pretty substantial changes in the gameplay. For instance, we do not want to have automatic generation like in CrossCode. It will be more like, you know, traditional Zelda or even Dark Souls, where you don't regenerate health when the fight is over. Yeah. What most games really do, honestly.
It will be
that will
the
be
Dark Souls game of Radical Fish games.
Yeah, the Dark Souls games of Radical Fish games. We actually planning to do something like bonfires to some extent, but but yeah, like, I don't know, like
literally Dark Souls.
Oh no, that will be a bit different though. There will be like cool cooking. You can cook things at bonfires.
Literally Valheim.
It's very. Oh no!
Oh, no.
Also, little aside, Dennis. I'm actually about to beat the third boss in Valheim.
Nice.
But I haven't played much in the recent.
There's a question by Chacha Senri asking, is the game engine development going faster now that you have already made a similar game? And I would say definitely yes. I mean, it just helps that we can take our previous engine and just port some of the code things.
Yep.
I think like it's a bit hard to compare because CrossCode was developed part-time in the beginning. I mean, it took us 3.5 years before we started crowdfunding, or like at least the early access or something. And a lot of this time work was done part-time. Now this engine was developed much faster, but we're doing it more full-time. Like there's more people involved. People spend more time on that. A lot of things are made more cleaner. Like the whole tool that we developed, we kind of like from the very beginning, we decided to make the tools better. So we have, you can actually undo things everywhere. That's actually something that very often didn't work in CrossCode. In our tools, we have like this whole tab system here. Everything is working with one application. In CrossCode, we had you had to open a lot of tabs in the browser to edit all the different tools, and now we have everything unified together. And developing all of this also took a lot of time, so it's not like it was like much quicker. It was still a lot of work to create the new engine, but a lot of things were easier, I think.
By the way, I'm gonna be gone for a few minutes. Be right back.
Oh no.
It's always so hard.
The thing is, I've already seen what you added to the queue because I was just watching Discord before you deleted it.
Why are you doing this, man? But I'm just gonna take it in a way that Felix is just always so sad when I leave him for a few minutes. It's so heartwarming. Anyway, be right back.
Yeah, it's very heartwarming.
You're walking in the woods. There's no one around.
Oh, that one.
Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him. He's following you, about 30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining
Of course.
on you.
He had to leave, and
You're looking for your car, but you're all
this
turned around.
happens.
He's almost upon you now, and you can see there's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere.
Running for your life from Shia LaBeouf. He's brandishing a knife, it's Shia LaBeouf. Lurking in the shadows.
Why?
It's quite amazing though, that song.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Killing for sport.
Now it's dark, and you seem to have lost him. But you're hopelessly lost yourself. Stranded with a murderer, you creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg! Ah! It's caught in a bear trap!
Actually, really well made. Jesus.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
There's actually a whole like dance performance on that too. It's kind of impressive.
When memes go too far.
They even got Shia LaBeouf in that video, giving applause at the end. It's like,
You limp into the dark woods, blood oozing from your stump leg. You've beaten Shia LaBeouf.
Wait, he isn't dead. Shy surprise, there's a gun to your head and death in his eyes, but you can do jujitsu. Body slam, superstar Shia LaBeouf. Legendary fight with Shia LaBeouf. Normal Tuesday night for Shia LaBeouf. You try to swing an axe at Shia LaBeouf, but blood is draining fast from your stump leg. He's dodging every swipe. He parries to the left. You counter to the right. You catch him in the neck. You're chopping off his head now. You have just decapitated Shia LaBeouf.
His head topples to the floor, expressionless. You fall to your knees and catch your breath. You're finally safe from Shia LaBeouf.
That was a close one.
yeah.
We almost
Yeah,
died.
that is
Shia
Shia
LaBeouf.
LaBeouf clapping.
Dang. Always killing people.
Hmm. He's also the only person there, so.
What is this sound?
That's Shia LaBeouf
Oh, that's
giving
Clapping.
clapping.
Oh, right.
Yes. No,
Mhm.
don't
Yeah.
worry, everything is safe for
If
work
you
here.
own, yeah, okay.
Oh dear.
I'm really glad we did the stream today.
Yeah.
That's
Ever since things have died, I've existed.
Wait, but
otherwise I would be probably sleeping or
but that's
something.
like a pretty specific time.
Yeah,
No,
I should probably go to sleep, but you know.
What is this?
you
Oh.
What is happening? Is it windy?
Oh,
Sleep,
it's
sleep.
VTubers. It's VTubers. Can I skip? Yes, I will skip.
Yes.
That's okay. Your backend is safe. Our soundboard soon.
Is that a boss track that's 7 minutes long? Dang.
Hmm. Yeah,
Oh.
it is, I guess.
Gotta respect that, I guess. Jesus.
Hmm. Ben's game is coming out soon, right?
Ravita? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
21st of April. I'm really looking forward to this.
Awesome.
So
I just hope he finally managed to catch some sleep soon.
alright, I actually also made the change now that only the current portrait is animated. The other ones are just the last frames taken and it's just static. But yeah, okay, that looks good. Alright. Actually, I think we're getting close to the end of the stream. I mean, there's one big feature remaining that I didn't really start working on, and that's essentially getting the overview of all the side messages in the pause menu.
Mm.
That one's a bit more work. But yeah, I will do that next.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's our Gamedev stream. Is Hennis already back? No, Hennis still not. Is the back, right? Isn't he? Yeah, Hennis gone. Let's just quickly end the stream before Hannah gets back. No. Then he goes back and everybody's gone. It's like,
Yeah, just everyone leaves.
I mean, then we can tell him, yeah, like everything imploded when the VTubers played. So
Everyone just left.
yeah, everyone just laughed when we heard the VTubers. So that's what happened, obviously.
I like that.
Oh, yeah, okay. But yeah, we can actually play that one song.
More.
Does somebody have the link? I see Flora is typing something.
Oh yeah, I'm typing something else.
Okay. That's the one. I found it. Yay.
Oh.
Oh.
I just
Hmm?
saw the video you posted on Twitter, Dennis.
Ah,
That
yeah.
looks really pretty.
Thank
Oh,
you.
What video? What video? I want to see.
Oh no.
It's for Screenshot Saturday.
I don't watch screenshots Saturdays. Ah.
Oh.
Should I post the link?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm too stupid to find things on Twitter. But Twitter also makes it hard sometimes.
It's in the Discord.
Hmm. Ooh, that looks pretty.
It
Very
gets a
cool.
retweet.
Yeah, about those new tools.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Did you finally start using prefabs?
Yes, and kinda.
Yes, and kinda.
No, I'm actually I finally looked into Pro Builder for Unity,
Mhm.
which basically lets you just do geometry like in the editor really fast. So I kind of got carried away, I think. It's the longest level in the game now.
I mean, it's probably one of the later levels too, right?
This was meant as stage 3.
Oh,
Of how many stages?
7?
Okay, so
So-
you're up to game quite a lot then, I guess. But remember, games don't have to be constantly grow. That's not usually actually a good approach. It's
exactly.
good to have like surprise short stages in between.
I know.
sometimes. So,
But
Felix,
I will.
I'm
I will.
hi
yeah,
Hannah.
I'm so disappointed that you skipped the funny banana clip
Why
after a few
would
seconds.
I not skip this, Hannah? Why
Why
in
would
the
you?
world would I listen to this? There's
Because
no
it's
reason.
very funny.
No, it's not.
very
I
funny.
know. It's like annoying laughing sounds.
Felix.
man, the water slide on the video gives me such Sonic vibes. It's really cool.
What?
Yeah,
No.
No, that's
no,
nothing
no.
Sonic-esque here. It's like that's purely confidential.
But really,
Felix, I hope you appreciate the speed lines.
Oh man.
my-
Yeah, you're right. There's speed lines. Damn it. I'll be honest though, DK. At first I thought those are just water splashers.
That's
If
fine.
you want to do speed lines, they need to touch the screen edge at the very beginning. That's essential. Otherwise,
Okay.
those are not speed lines. Those are, I don't know, flying
no.
particles. So,
but yeah, really my favorite levels in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle were the ones where you
didn't even hear the
slide on
sounds.
rail.
Let me hear the sounds too. Damn.
Yeah, it really looks more like water splashes because of how they look. It's true.
Damn, the
Still looks
sounds are
good.
amazing actually. Really cute sounds.
And I
Some of them are
and I-
mine, I think.
Yeah, some of them are
Right?
Flora's. Yep.
Oh, The music is also great.
Already,
Yeah.
Music
that
is
you already
fantastic.
put,
Yeah.
That you already put the Xenoblade thing in.
So yeah, I will have to rework the levels I already did as well. Like not major reworks, but just to get them like to the same quality standard as this one, which shouldn't actually be that much work since it's so, very simple geometry overall. But yeah, I will have to touch up the other stages a little bit at least because it is very obvious that
I mean,
that that I learned some things of.
I mean, the other stages were always like very, very tight and very open in terms of the structures you had in like left and right, or rather lack thereof, from what I saw back in the day. This really looks very much like places that.
Well, it's
Stuff
still
fun.
it's basically the same level design
Yeah,
philosophy as before. It's
very
just hidden
linear.
a little bit better.
Right, that's what I
think.
mean. It's still
Yeah.
very linear. It's still
Yeah.
the same kind of conceptual way of guiding the player, but because you put more stuff in there, that also like hides the horizon and stuff like that. It
Yeah.
feels more like real places.
Yeah.
Reinstein saying, "Hey guys, Project Terra looking good. I didn't expect the 3D to be so obvious."
Yeah, I didn't expect you to make a 3D platformer, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
That
Things
was the one.
changed. We just licked blood and then we got addicted to the 3D. So we went
and suddenly
full.
your main character is a furry, and
Yeah. It's just like the
man.
natural development. It's just how things work.
Just wait a few more months, and we will do a VR shooter.
Yeah. All right. So I would like to actually end the stream now. It's
Oh, okay.
raw. Oh, it's like 11 o'clock.
All right. Yeah. Great. Then I could have just waited a few more minutes before I leave.
We
Anyway.
already planning to just end the stream before you get back and just say
really good.
everything exploded when the VTubers started talking.
I hope you at least like the Shia LaBeouf song.
Yeah,
that one
great.
was really good.
It's
You
such
like
an
this one.
earworm. It's so
Yeah.
dangerous. And
Yeah, I
Felix, I
know,
only know
back
it
in-
because of VTubers. So don't.
Yeah. Okay, great. Back in my day, streams went till 12:30. That's true. They did.
Dang, back in
Oh,
my
okay.
day we had
Sometimes
stream
even longer.
drawings.
That's someday I
Maybe
will do
later
another
again
stream
when
for
when Juno has more, Before we end it, do we have any other nice indie game news that we could talk about?
Good
So
question.
any? I think what's it called again? Fuck, the Heroes of Might and Magic 3 game. Songs of Conquest will have like its early access start in April, I think,
Nice.
which is nice. I'm really looking forward to that game. And I think Arcadian Atlas also supposedly will be finished at some point. I totally lost track of that again, but I saw some people talk about it. And also, another important indie game news is HoloLive Indonesia has released its third generation of Talent, Felix.
That's not
Well,
indie news.
Well, but it's also
Sure.
independent media.
That's
half
cringe
independent.
news. Okay.
Felix, it's mean. Right, High Rise City, but that's not indie. Well, it kind of is.
Well,
I mean-
it is pretty indie, and you should check it
Yeah.
out. It's good.
I heard of that.
I want to say again that Risk of Rain 2 DLC is out and it's really good. It's really good and fun. It's really broken too.
Is it still broken, or did they patch it already?
They patched the bugs and unwanted stuff, but some items are still like super strong and extremely broken. For example, there's an equipment that can cleanse you, so it removes all debuffs, and then there's an item that basically makes a bubble around you that blocks the next instance of damage. And with that cleanse, you can restock or recreate that bubble when it's broken.
Oh.
And you can reduce the cooldown of the cleanse more and more and more until you're basically invincible because nothing can damage you anymore. It's really fun.
And right, anno mutationem. I don't know how you would speak it, say it. It's also out, right? It's like a game that at least visually looks really, really good from what I
Looks
saw.
like
But it has
The Last
mixed
Night,
reviews
like
for-
one of the game inspired by The Last Night, released
It's
before
right.
The Last Night. So
The Last
Yes.
Night. Which I don't know if The Last Night is even still in development. It's like such a.
I think
don't
it is.
know.
It's just very secret and
Mm.
probably,
Mm.
I guess, slow.
Okay, this.
What do you mean?
Okay,
Making indie games is hard, so.
Yeah, making indie games is hard. It's a bit of a shame that it apparently only has mixed reviews on Steam for some reason. Not The Last Night, but Anno Mutationem. But I haven't played it myself. I don't know why. What the reasons are.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It looks
Apparently
really nice. I like the art style a lot.
Apparently it
but
falls off a
I
bit
haven't-
in terms of gameplay
the-
later, maybe.
The trailer doesn't show much.
Are
of,
you
like,
are you doing
gameplay
a
and stuff.
stream drawing right now, Felix?
No,
what
no.
what are you doing?
Felix doing a peach? Is it Amogus?
Oh dear.
Dennis, did you ever play Amogus?
No, I actually didn't.
Really?
Yeah, really.
That's interesting. Why?
Because I hate those kinds of games.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
okay.
me too.
Okay. Is it because of ethical reasons, or are you just
Yeah, pretty much. To be honest.
okay?
I also dislike playing werewolves.
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean,
Because
it's the same kind of game.
I hate lying.
I love it so much. I love lying.
I
It's so
actually
amazing.
won. I actually won once, with not lying in werewolf as a werewolf.
Nice.
I just told them yes, I'm a werewolf, and no one was believing me.
That's nice.
Well,
That's amazing.
They were like, "Why would you say that?" Oh, if she's saying that, that can't be true.
Reverse
Right.
psychology.
Reverse psychology. That's true.
But I was pretty happy with that, but I knew I couldn't pull it off twice, so.
Yeah, it's just, that's a trick you can only pull off once. And I also I played. Now that I'm looking at my Steam history, I actually played Untitled Goose Game for the first time recently. It's fun.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, it's
No
fun.
shit. It's cute. It's really funny. And also, this is like interesting news. I guess we can't really talk much about the behind the scenes or whatever, but interestingly, what was the game called again? Fuck. Forgot the
That's
name.
a name.
that's a weird name.
That's a weird name.
Yeah, that's written. No, I think it was called Super Sky Arena. Was it that game? It's actually came back from not getting developed, apparently. Came back to being developed again.
Oh yeah.
People might remember it. They were also part of our Deck 13 generation colleagues back then when we started.
That's true.
It was a really fun game. Really nice concept at all, as being like this Star Fox inspired thing. But then it kind of stopped being developed because the person had other things to do or whatever. And now recently it came back, and I don't know. I mean, I wish them luck. It was a fun game, but hopefully, oh, my chair just creaked. really dangerously. Whoops.
Oh,
Anyway, just
Okay.
suing
seems
company
to-
for better working conditions imminent.
Yeah. Nothing.
Oh,
No,
no.
everything seems to be okay. Oh, fitting music, nice.
Hmm.
Anyway, Felix, we need to end the stream now. No more time. It's the stream drawing.
Now I'm drawing Juno.
Yes. There's also another thing. Owl House continued its second season.
Oh, right. I heard about that.
It's really hard to watch because first you need to be in America. Second, you have to have Disney Plus. Third, you have to have cable,
God.
and only then you can watch it. Or
I mean-
well, there are always
They-
some other means, right?
Yeah. It's like,
Potentially.
I mean, the company really wanted to cancel it, right? So now they are still letting it go on, but making sure that no one can watch it. Nice.
Basic. Yeah, I think it will release in different countries later on.
Hmm.
It will just take a while.
Damn.
Mm.
Maybe I should
Yeah,
try
I can
to
recommend
draw.
it. It's really good. It's really fun.
I can't draw anymore.
Well,
Mm.
it's a practice thing, right? And you haven't
Yeah. I didn't
you
draw
haven't
that
done
up
Steam
recently.
drawing
That looks too bad.
in a while.
So, really funny. It's a shame we don't have the soundboard now, but Felix,
Yeah.
the creator himself, Monty was referring to it as an anime.
But now it actually is an anime.
Actually, will
Well-
become an anime.
Oh yeah, right. I saw that.
I mean, it can't be worse than the original. So let's see what.
Yeah, maybe the writing will be better.
Yeah, because it will. I mean, on one hand, it doesn't have the hack writer of the original. On the other hand, it has the writer of Psychopath season 2 and 3. So we will see.
Hmm.
We will see where this is going.
Wait, Psychopath had a season 2, a 3?
Yes, it had. It did by the same writer of season 2. And that
Oh.
one was also very unpopular from what I heard. But
Oof.
I don't know. I mean, that's the interesting thing about the Ruby anime. The basic concept person, or like, I don't know what the position is, but the guy who basically made the first basic things is the guy who made Psychopath Season 1 and also Fate Zero and also many other things. And the main writer is the Psychopath. Yeah. Right, that one. Ubakata To. He has Baka in the name, so he's not very good. He's writing it. But on the other hand, the character designer is Huke Papa, who is great. You know he's great because he made the design of Felix's favorite VTuber, Takanashi Kiara.
Okay.
And also Metal Gear Solid designs, which I didn't know, which is pretty surprising. Yeah, more Yang, that's nice. More Yang for your enjoyment.
As long as this Yang is not falling for the NFT trap.
I mean, yeah, Andrew Yang kind of disappointed in many ways in recent years.
Yeah.
Like not just NFT trap, but also how he handled certain other like global politics things and also a lot of other things.
Yeah, I honestly stopped following. It became a little bit too depressing.
Felix, he was a tech bro politician. What did you expect?
I mean, to some extent it makes sense to, well, consider technology as it is, but you know, some of it might just be bullshit.
What?
No way.
I thought it was the future. So.
By the way, I'm not gonna go too deep into the politics stuff, but there recently have been rumors that Russia might start selling oil for what's it called again? For cryptocurrency, basically, because their own currency is so worthless. And then someone said made the observation that that would actually be really good, because that might mean that cryptocurrency, like, what's this big cryptocurrency again? Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because if Russia would try to use Bitcoin to circumvent the sanctions, that would mean that Bitcoin could reasonably be banned internationally, because
Oh, it's true, yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, that would be so amazing, like two flies with one slap, or how you say it. It would be amazing. Two birds with one stone. That's actually the.
Yeah.
So man, it would be great. Russia would do the world such a service by making people get rid of cryptocurrency.
Yay.
So those are like the portraits, right? For the game that you're drawing right now.
Those
the
are
final-
yeah.
the final
I'm currently working on
This is the key art.
I'm working on the improved portraits because Thomas didn't do
Yeah.
a good job. So I'm making them better. Look,
Obviously, they're better because they're more ball shaped.
yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
we told people those are just work in progress.
Yeah, they're just placeholders. Here comes the real things, everyone. Get ready. So. I won't take much longer, I swear. I keep it crappy.
Yeah, but
Hey,
crappy. I don't know what you mean.
Oh, okay.
I keep it crappy. Story of my life,
Oh.
right there.
I saw the tweets, Psyche. It's like a common joke, and I really love it.
Hmm?
It's the meme that Lego is releasing a set called Free Russian Tank, and it's just a Ukrainian Lego tractor. It's like, yeah.
What? Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's actually true, but I've heard that Ukraine has more tanks now than they had before the invasion, because they were stealing so many vehicles. I mean, I'm not sure if that's true, but yeah, would be interesting. Anyway, Felix, come on. Felix?
What? Do I need to finish?
No, not really, but
Okay.
And it wants to go to bed.
Oh, okay. Hand is tired. I will hurry up.
you watch the anime for tomorrow.
All right, that's true. Please watch anime. Drop shadow. No, not outer claw. Oh, never mind. I just make the claw a shadow. It's easy. There you go. The claw's no shadow. Don't sue me. They are talking. Oh, the bone is missing. The bone is very important.
I posted a pretty ridiculous video I just saw on Twitter.
What the fuck is this?
It's amazing.
What?
Very creative solutions. Probably should mute it because it has copyright music.
Oh fuck, you're right.
Fuck. Oh man, it's great.
I mean, if it works.
What the fuck? so stupid. Ah, nice.
Amazing.
At least now I can make a nice tweet after the stream showing what I did.
It's true.
Talking characters. Nice.
And I will now actually check out this one bug that you had, this one crash.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I
Would be
hope
weird if-
I hope it's reproducible this time.
Hannah.
Hmm.
Have
Yes?
you experienced or seen anything of One Piece this week?
Yes, I did on the side. I was a bit curious about spoilers, and I don't really care that much about being spoiled because I'm only halfway following it anyway.
Okay. Then after the stream, we may have to talk a few minutes.
It looks interesting. But I can't really talk much to you about the lore implications because I don't know much about the lore.
That's fine. I just need anyone to talk about.
Okay.
Felix, I can't reproduce it. At least not on the first try.
I hate this. Too many bugs.
Did you look at the console? What
no,
it
I
actually
did.
said?
I pressed the wrong button in the game a lot.
Oh
Actually.
no, Felix!
And I
Felix,
regret
no!
this. I regret
Well,
everything.
I will see what
Oh
it.
no.
I'm sure
well.
it will happen again.
I'm sure if it's serious, it will happen again. We'll find a fix. So, okay, I think I'm done. Just make a nice sketchy background, and then this piece of art is finished.
A stream drawing in 2022. I can't believe it.
Yeah. You know, I don't make a background because that's actually creepy. You want this abstract, otherwise it's literally floating heads. Okay. Let's just make something.
Alright.
Just some.
You know what? I'm gonna pull real quick. Maybe something you did actually changed it.
Oh
Made it buggy.
no! What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not. Yes, exactly. That's the problem.
Noises.
I don't make bugs. You make bugs.
Felix, you would be an excellent VTuber with those kind of noises.
No.
No, Luxon only makes features.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Oh no, it crashes! Felix, it's your fault. No, it doesn't.
God damn it.
Everything's fine.
Why did it crash though? It's weird. I had this erased 2 times where things crashed on my machine but not yours.
You mean the blue hedgehog bug might have been fixed by something that I did already. I mean, that's possible. But this one, I'm not sure what. Let me just reload it again. Maybe I forgot. Felix,
Okay.
don't forget the speed lines.
Oh my gosh, I almost made a horrible mistake. Okay, Linear dodge screen.
No, I can't find any crash. Hmm.
Maybe I'm just gonna try it again, just to be sure. That was a map. Can't be that.
Oh yeah, in any case, if I haven't said it, watch or read One Piece.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
maybe if I
it's
have half a day. Okay, it crashes
It's
again
half
for
a
me,
day.
then it's reproducible.
okay. Then
The issue is that in the group action step, it entities is null.
okay. It's interesting that I don't get it. Okay, maybe I guess I forgot to make an entity check. Okay.
Yeah, but why does it not happen?
Okay, it's in the battle. Okay, I haven't
Yeah,
tested the.
yeah, obviously it's the battle. You need to start the battle and then it crashes.
Start at the boxes before? I didn't see.
Hmm? I just
Okay, it crashes for me too. No, I thought it started. It crashed at the boxes for some reason.
No.
Oh, that's
this
okay,
Is
then I
not
can-
why it's not group related, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I
Yeah,
just
no, it's a battle.
okay, no, but it crashes for me too. Then it's okay.
Okay, right.
Then I
Nice.
can reproduce and fix it.
I'm not
No, I
listening.
was. No, the thing is, I saw the screen crashing
Hmm,
when you were at the boxes for some reason, and I didn't.
okay.
Okay, let's see. Why is it? Okay, let's see. That should be easy.
Hmm. Ah,
mm,
I need to train speed lines again. I'm really bad at them. High quality stream art. Ugh.
Oh, I've been watching Red, the Pixar movie.
The one with the fan art, the fan fiction. Or what was it?
yeah, the memes, the fan art meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of memes. The movie's very memeable because they use a lot of very over the top expressions, which is really fun.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, the movie was good. Like story wise was okay. But
It
it's
was a
actually
Pixar
really
movie, right?
fun. I think.
Yep.
It's Pixar.
Did I ever
Well,
talk
I
ab-
heard.
Did I ever talk about how much I actually love Soul,
No, I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
the Pixar movie?
But yeah, Soul is really fun.
I think it's probably one of my favorites of them because I just like the message so much in that movie.
Mm.
I felt very much connected to that movie because I experienced similar things when CrossCode was finished. So
Mhm.
was quite moving.
I mean
after
about
finishing-
what you're born to do and what you like want to do or something like
No,
that?
I think the idea was like don't try to make your life about doing the thing you really want to do. Like it's not life is not just about achieving your big goals. It's about living your life apart from that.
Mm.
And like so little movies do this message. That's why I really like that one. So I thought I really liked that. But yeah, I still have to watch Red.
Yeah, same. Maybe I will do that
Yeah,
after the stream.
It's just pretty fun. It's I don't know, I can't really say much about it without any spoilers or going too deep.
No,
But
don't.
it's just funny. I liked it.
Well,
Like the expressions, the jokes are funny.
I, for one, base all my opinions on on stupid bros on the internet. So I think that the movie is bad because it has something female characters, the girls doing things, and that's not good for children.
I guess.
At least,
All right.
at least that was
the parents that
Oh,
are
did
so
it
scared that they
attract,
have to
did it
explain.
attract helicopter parents or what?
Yeah,
I think some mother was like, "How do I explain to my boys what a period is?" After watching the movie, and they don't even mention the period in exactly. They just describe it, but they're not saying the word or something.
And also some people were like, "Oh no, this is bad. It teaches children that they should disobey their parents." Unlike tons of other movies before, like Mulan or whatever, that never teach towards that kind of message, I guess.
Literally all
Yeah.
the messages.
Remember all those children's movies that were about always listening to your parents and never doing your own thing?
Okay, so let's see.
you
JPEG
finished?
link. Yes, I finished. Here is.
Let me get out the Seinfeld.
Do it. And PSD. So here we go. There you go. There's the stream troll.
Speaking of PSD, the person who invented the GIF has now met Jot.
What?
The inventor of the GIF died, so he's now meeting Jot.
Oh.
Of the GIF thing.
He's meeting Jot. Oh, okay, I get it.
Because he died, and the GIF is actually called GIF, and
So
or
you're
GIF.
meeting
I don't know.
Jot.
Jot.
Yeah, Jot.
Jot.
Sorry.
Jot.
Not Jot.
Jot.
Okay, so
Yeah.
everyone, let's skip this very nice Chrono Trigger track, which is very nice, and go for
Yes, we
meme.
were talking about turning red lyrics.
Oh yeah, right. It's apparently very good, and it already looked very good to me from what I heard.
Yeah, still need to watch it. So I will now skip and go towards the end.
Okay.
And here we go. How do we end streams? Yes, thanks everybody for watching. And thanks to everybody in the voice chat and everybody who left the voice chat, like Stefan, Hannah, Flora, and of course Dennis. Thanks for being here.
Geek64, watch his streams. He needs some money.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
All right.
Yeah, and thanks for everybody still following our streams and for being interested in Project Terra. There will be more streams. There will be more Project Terra. Eventually the game will be finished sometime. Until then, have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Should we rate someone?
Oh.
Do we have someone to rate?
Actually, let's do that. We don't do this often enough.
I was thinking about Frau Mautzenberger, aber sie streamt halt Deutsch.
That's okay.
I was thinking... Aber sie hat uns auch schon mal gedingst, so gesehen.
Yeah.
Wait, is the stream still running? The Seinfeld theme is over.
Yeah, the stream is still running, but we can because I cannot end the stream if I want to raid somebody.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, okay. So who you suggest to raid?
Mautzenberger.
Ah, Frau Mautzenberger. Yeah. You can do that.
German.
Right. Just give me the link, then we can rate her.
Okay, give me a second.
It's yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna rate Frau Mautzenberger. It's a German streamer, but I'm sure she can speak some English too. What's
But isn't she a VTuber, Felix?
yeah, she
She's
is.
a VTuber.
That's okay though. I mean,
Why?
I don't know. It's like it's fine if that's the thing she wants to do. She's a VTuber. So
She's a
if that's
VTwitcher.
the thing she is, then she is a VTuber, and that's acceptable.
She's a VTwitcher.
A VTwitcher. Yes. So I don't know. Hello in German is the Twitch message.
So,
Oh yeah, please post that exactly. Hello in German. That's the whole message.
Yeah, hello in German.
Perfect. There we go.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. Hello in German. So
Nice. There we go.
all right, here we go. Oh, 3, 2, 1 from Otzenberger. Let's start. Right.
where's
Get
the
rid of
raid?
one. We gotta rate. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. A little bit.
Ah, it's happening.
So. Okay, we are ready. And 3, 2, 1. Until next time, everyone, and have fun. Bye bye.
Bye in German.
Be nice.
Bye in German, and remember, hello in German. Yum.
Yum.
And we got here.
Hat sie ein neues Model oder war das schon immer so? Sieht ein bisschen fancier aus als viele andere Models, die ich.
Hello in German, yes, hello. Hallo, guten Mauzen. Good meowing.
Guten Mauzen.
Hello. I'm a
Guten
cat.
Mauzen.
I'm a Japanese cat, and I'm currently playing Ghostwire Tokyo and
Ah, Ghostwire.
Ah, Ghostwire ist das.
Ist das
Cool.
schon draußen?
Anscheinend, ja.
Scheinbar. Ich habe schon gesehen, dass es manche spielen. Also,
Oh ja, es ist draußen. Gott. Backlog.
ach ja, ein anderes Indie-Game, was ich ganz vergessen habe zu erwähnen, war, wie heißt das? Dieses Koop